of it. Contact us at richielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
Mantha against Anderson. Mantha 0 for 2. Anderson in his crease. Here comes Anthony Mantha. Mantha in. Forehand. Backhand. Anderson gets the win. Mr. Anderson with the denial. And Carolina wins the shootout 2-1. And they'll take the game 5-4. And it's their 12th straight game with a point at Lenovo Center.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Welcome to ACC second round Wednesday.
Hump day. I thought it was Tuesday for a minute. Like earlier this morning before the caffeine started kicking in, I was like, wait, what day is this?
It hasn't kicked in.
No.
It hasn't kicked in. I've tried. My worst fear, I believe, is being realized. I believe I have developed a Celsius immunity.
Yeah. I feel that.
Because it didn't work again yesterday.
Oh, no.
And it's very depressing.
I know. It's lost its kick for me, too. Unfortunately.
I'm very upset about this. You have no idea. I thought, like, for I don't know how many months,
This
it
is
would
the
always
secret
work.
elixir.
It would always work.
Yeah.
But you know what helped? You know what helped yesterday? This is how I got through yesterday.
Adrenaline?
The third period of the hockey game last night was inebriated.
Yes.
Way above the legal limit.
Yeah, way. Double.
Holy
Triple.
cow. We're going to talk about it. But it is ACC second round Wednesday.
Oh, and it's my mom's birthday. She listens every day. So happy birthday, Mom. Love you more.
She listening or
and
watching?
I win because it's on the radio.
Is
and you
she
can't say
listening
no.
or watching?
Oh, both.
Okay.
She does. So, yeah. On YouTube. She'll listen
Right.
as she watches and then, might be in the background.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
I know.
Happy birthday, Victoria's mom.
Yeah.
So,
Love you more. Can't say no.
Very nice.
We have this thing. It's a thing we do.
Okay, that's good. Well, I was going to ask you what you got her for her birthday, but
I know,
you can't give it away.
We'll spoil it. We have our combined birthday celebration later this month because my birthday's in a couple sort of weeks, week and a half ish. So since we don't live close, we just combine them and have one big birthday celebration.
All right. So what is the plan?
They'll come over to my house. We'll probably have board games. I will make some food.
What is the board game?
So the last time they came over, we had not played this since I lived in my childhood home, but Life was the last board game we played, which took 8 days to do.
Do you still have the little blue and pink
Yes.
pieces for the?
Oh
for
my
the,
gosh,
for,
I don't
for the
know
children?
how. I don't know
Okay.
how we still have those.
All right.
But yeah, so I don't know. She got a new one for Christmas, and I don't know what it's called, but she's excited to play it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Board games are still a thing?
I mean, we try. We try.
I mean, I know Monopoly is still a thing,
Yeah.
but we have Monopoly for everything. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm sure there's Greensboro-opoly.
Yeah, actually, funny you should say that. I have a maid in Monopoly, the town that I grew up in. It's fantastic. So, yeah, didn't realize they played that stuff.
There you go.
They made it. So, yeah.
Monopoly, my in-laws still play that.
Mm-hmm.
They can actually convince Jack to go over, and he likes it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with you?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now he watches movies and plays board games.
Yes. Yes. Oh, man. All right, we got to talk about last night. Got to.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
I had a hard time processing the whole thing last night because I got news for you. If there was a camera on me in the radio booth last night at the arena, it would have gone viral.
Yeah.
I was super animated, and I don't know why, but I was. And I was elated and annoyed at the same time.
Well, we know it wasn't the Celsius.
Well, it wasn't the Celsius because I was struggling in the second period, but again, the third period got me going. I thought Carolina would come back. Look, bottom line is, when that game was at 5-on-5, Carolina was significantly better. They dominated the first 15 minutes, only got one out of it. We've seen that before. Seth Jarvis after the game said I should have had 8 goals tonight. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about 8, but he could have had 5. Easy could have had 5 and 1.
Wish he would have been the first one to score.
Aha, there you go.
That was my pick yesterday.
There you go. Well, my pick was Will Carrier. Yeah, I went completely off the board. Anyway, once the third period started, to me it was obvious. Oh, okay, this is going to work out all right. And they were getting to the front of the net. They were pouncing on rebounds. Jankowski scored to tie it inside of 3 minutes. Less than a minute later, underappreciated on the Jarvis goal is the play Andrei Svechnikov makes to knock the puck out into the neutral zone for Jarvis to skate onto. And then that was like blinding speed across the face of the goal and upstairs for a 3-2 lead. And then Carolina finally gets to the power play again, and it becomes a 5-on-3. And the Aho pass to Nikishin was beautiful, and it's 4-2. And then it's a penalty parade in favor of Carolina, right? Because there was still some regular power play to about a minute or so of regular power play. And right away, Taylor Hall's sort of pulled down. I mean, we could debate all day long whether or not he was really pulled down or he lost his balance or whatever. They called a penalty. The officials last night were awful. Awful.
Not good.
I don't know what game they were watching, but never mind. We don't have to get into it. It's just not a good job by the referees. Anyway, I guess it benefited Carolina here. There was another 5-on-3 that Carolina was just way too passive on. That was the dagger goal waiting to happen. And they weren't even shooting the puck, just kind of passing it around, looking for the perfect play. And like, nah, man, go just shoot it and go get it. Especially when the pressure is off, when you don't have to go get the lead or make it a 2-goal game as opposed to a 1-goal game. Just shoot the puck and go get it. And they didn't do that. They let the other part of the power play fizzle out. And then Aho to Robinson should have been a goal. Incredible save by Stuart Skinner to keep it 4-2. And I went, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. But still, Carolina was dominating the game all the way. There were 3:13 left. And it was I actually forget where the faceoff was. I think it was in the Canes offensive zone. And I just thought, man, 3:13 to go. And I put on Twitter, 200 seconds left.
Yeah.
less than 200 seconds left.
Math.
Right. All of this, this is going to be a great win, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And with about 2:25 left, Freddie Anderson plays the puck from behind his net. He played it fine. Went off the wall right to Nick Ehlers. And Ehlers has the puck. And all he's got to do, because the net is empty at the other end, all he's got to do is chip it out to center. That's it. Just get it out of the zone. But he hesitates for a second and then is trying to make a play with it. And his stick gets hit from behind. He loses the puck. It leads to an offensive zone faceoff for Pittsburgh. Right off the faceoff, that's the play where Rust throws it in front of the net. It goes off Nola Chari's skate and over Anderson for 4-3. And I went, yep, get the puck out. And I'm having Florida game flashbacks where Carolina gave up 2 extra attacker goals after leading 3-1. Of course, nobody hit Freddie Anderson in the bussies like Brad Marchand did in that game. But still, Carolina had a 2-goal lead with under 3 minutes to go. And I could feel it in my bones that it was going to happen. And it happened. And we end up And actually, Carolina was lucky to get to overtime because Anderson had to make a couple of really good saves in the last 30 seconds. And then Carolina's got to kill off the overtime Pittsburgh power play, which was on a night of horrible officiating calls. That might have been the absolute cherry on top. First of all, wasn't there was interference in the not I know Rod was talking about goaltender interference. There was interference in Carolina's was it the offensive end? Yeah, Carolina's offensive end. There was interference because I forget who it was. I think it was Blake was essentially pinned along the wall and the puck wasn't anywhere near it. I'm like, that's a penalty. I was like, how was that allowed? And then they called Jacob Slavin for a slash, and there was nothing. It was land of make-believe.
Yeah.
I was on the podcast last night. I was making Mr. Rodgers references.
Oh.
This is where it went in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, King Friday wouldn't have called that.
Oh,
How many people know who King Friday is?
it's been a minute. for
Lady
me.
Elaine Fairchild thought that was a terrible call.
I just feel like we should have a choo-choo train come through
Yeah,
the thing
there
now.
you
Yeah.
Picture. Sorry about that. Picture. Anyway, it was a terrible call, and now Carolina against one of the better power plays in the league, by the way. Pittsburgh's a top 10 power play in the league. They got to kill off a 4-on-3, which is always like the more room there is on the ice, the better it is. And Keandre Miller was out for all of it.
Wow.
Slavin's in the box. The best penalty killer we've got. Miller was awesome. Walker started it with Miller. And then even after a faceoff, Miller stayed out. And Chatfield came on, but Miller was awesome. And then Slavin comes out of the box, and Miller had to be on the ice for 3 minutes. It's a 2-on-0.
Wow. That's not good.
We didn't get a shot off. 2-on-0. I think Keandre Miller was out there so long he actually forgot who he was.
Probably.
And he tried to pass the puck across. Great defensive play by Anthony Mantha. Anyway, the Hurricanes go to a shootout, and we know what happens when the Hurricanes are in a shootout. They win 5-3 in shootouts this year, by the way. Jarvis goes first, doesn't score. I forget who went next for Pittsburgh. They scored, so they're up 1-0 after 1. Svechnikov scores. Anderson makes a save. Blake scores, kind of in the same spot. And Mantha, who scored the first Pittsburgh goal of the night, Mantha is stopped by Freddie Anderson, and the Canes get the win. It was wild. I made a comparison to a game earlier this year where the Hurricanes beat the Flames 1-0.
Yeah.
It was an overtime win. Nick Ehlers scored the goal in overtime. That game was dreadfully boring. Did not grow the game. No new fans that night. Last night, if you were fortunate enough to have been in the building or watched it on TV, that game grew fans. Because it was crazy. I'm sure Rod Brindamore hated it.
Yeah.
Except for the outcome. Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't want crazy.
No.
He wants structure.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get that last night.
Poor bubble
It
gum.
was, oh my God. And Jeff Daniels also was a gum chewer.
Oh, yeah.
It was a fun game, but I probably should have been arrested. I was yelling like crazy.
Our friend Brett Friedlander, he was there apparently. I
Was
think
he?
with one of his daughters.
Oh,
or
cool.
Potentially. I know. I just saw a picture of it. I feel like he's got a good record when he goes there,
Does he?
too.
The Hurricanes have a good record.
That's true. If there's ever a team.
Everybody's got a good
if
record
there's ever a
when
team,
they go.
I just know some people who are also friends of the show who will go to games and the home team will lose.
Really? No,
Yeah.
don't tell that person not to go to games.
Yeah, I won't call them out.
Here's the thing. Hurricanes still have the second best record in the NHL. No, it's third. They're behind Dallas. Dallas is second. Carolina's third. But still, third best record in the NHL, best in the East. Buffalo in hot pursuit Sheriff Buford T. Justice said. All right, shootout. Svechnikov and Blake scored. Here's the head coach on Jackson's confidence.
Well, yeah, that's the word I use. He'll make a play. He's not afraid to, come in and do whatever at any moment. Bigger. He doesn't feel pressure. So doesn't mean you're going to score, but I know he's going to, try something. And obviously that was a huge goal. Specials was nice too. So yeah, those guys will be, going again.
Here's what I will promise you. As long as Blake, Jarvis, and Svechnikov are all in the lineup, Carolina will always send them out in the shootout. Jarvis, all three of those, they're the three best guys that they've got in the shootout. Svechnikov, he shot, I believe it was low blocker. I might have been between the blocker and the body. And then Blake went low, but I think it went underneath the pad of Stuart Skinner, who played very well, by the way. Skinner has played well for Pittsburgh. He did not play well for Edmonton, but he has played well for Pittsburgh. So good for them.
Maybe he just needed a change of environment.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
Which Max Crosby won't get, but you'll probably talk about that later.
I'm going to bring it up here in a minute. Brooke Pryor is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk about Max Crosby in a minute. First, Pitt 19, NC State 15, 12:20 remaining first half. It is ACC Tournament second round Wednesday. All the big conferences are playing today. Second rounds for the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12. First rounds for the Atlantic 10, SEC, Mountain West, Big East, American, WAC, Big West. We have 2 conference championship games tonight. The Southland Tournament, McNeese and Stephen F. Austin. The Patriot League, Boston University and Lehigh. So we are handing out 2 more automatic bids tonight. The MEAC and the SWAC are in the quarterfinals, but for our purposes here, Central plays tomorrow against UMES, and we're all obviously rooting for Lavelle Moten and his team. The lineup for the ACC tournament: State and Pitt now, and Pitt just missed a shot. NC State's got the ball. It's 19-16. SMU and Louisville. By the way, the winner of State Pitt gets Virginia. SMU and Louisville, roughly around 2:30. It's usually closer to 3. And the winner of that game plays Miami. Cal and FSU at 7 o'clock tonight, and the winner will advance to meet Duke tomorrow. And Duke has injuries. No Caleb Foster, probably out for the rest of the year. And no Pat Gongba this weekend, as Duke probably will get him back early in the NCAA tournament. Here's how John Shire is approaching this tournament.
Our goal is to be in a position to win this thing, to win the big one. And, 3 games in 3 days can take a lot out of you. I don't even think we approach it thinking that way. Like, for me, it's let's win Thursday. Like, how can we be at our best for Thursday? How can we play to our habits? I don't want to out-trick somebody, to win. Like, we got to make sure we adjust and adapt and be smart with who we have. But at the end of the day, like, I want us just to take it game by game. And I think approaching it to win helps you get ready for the NCAA tournament. And I think we're going to learn some new things, which I'm excited about. But, yeah, that's the priority.
All right, now, no Caleb Foster. Duke runs their offense through Cam Boozer, the power forward, whatever you want to call him, the player of the year. So I don't know how that really impacts, who's got the ball. Here's the head coach.
It's a little bit what we've done. It's by committee. I think it's not going to be just one guy. And when Caden's out of the game, when and if he's out of the game, I think the fact of us having multiple ball handlers, that's where it's really going to come in handy. I mean, literally 1 through 5 can initiate offense and bring up the ball. And so that's something we're going to work on today, frankly.
Caden Boozer probably will play a lot. But again, if you watch Duke, you see Cam bring the ball up. Isaiah Evans can. Dame Sarr can. They got a bunch of guys. Darren Harris can. They'll piece that together. I'm not worried so much about that. And again, once Duke brings the ball across half court, oftentimes they run their offense through Boozer. They won't have Gongba because a lot of times will also run it through him. But you'll have Malik Brown. They run it through him. Nick Himenia has been very, very good as well lately. I'm not worried about it. The first clip that we played of John Shire about this tournament, yeah, they're not going to roll over. They're not going to tank a game. They may lose. Like I've said this before. Everybody that I have seen in college basketball, everybody can be beat. There is not one. I mean, that goes kind of without saying, but I think everybody's got a weakness that can be exploited. So Duke could lose. And they might this weekend. I don't know. But they will be a double-digit favorite over everybody they play. And they will. I think it'll be fun to watch. I really do. And Duke won last year. Without Cooper Flagg, they won. And then got to the Final Four. And they really could have. They should have beaten Houston. I don't know if they would have beaten Florida, but they should have beaten Houston. So you can do both. You can. You can absolutely do both. All right. The Panthers were active again yesterday. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to get to before we break. And everything will become official today, right? Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd, Kenny Pickett, Luke Fortner, center. Also from Jacksonville, same draft class, by the way, as Devin Lloyd. I mean, a good, solid, very good in pass protection center to buy them time to get the next center. They signed him to a 1-year deal. Also, they brought in kind of a depth offensive tackle named Stone Forsythe, which I assume was a soap opera character.
Sounds like it.
Stone Forsythe.
Right. Or a race car driver, maybe.
Also, Derek Brown restructured his contract to open up like $13 million in cap space. They assume they're going to do the same with J.C. Horn just to free up some more cap room. We know they're going to release A'Shawn Robinson. That was something that they floated out a few weeks ago because that's going to create a little bit more than $10 million in cap space because they didn't have a ton of cap space. They weren't like strapped, but when you sign Phillips to a $120 million deal and Lloyd to a $45 million deal, it takes a lot of cap room. So they had to find some, and they're restructuring contracts. Real quick, quarterbacks. Daniel Jones is going to re-sign with Indianapolis. 2 years, $88 million, could go to $100 million. Looks like Kyler Murray is headed to Minnesota, which I saw. If Murray goes to Minnesota, that means that J.J. McCarthy is out. And I thought, yeah, until Kyler Murray does something dumb, we'll see. J.J. McCarthy, again, it's the same theme, same song I've been singing forever. We overdraft a quarterback. He was overdrafted. We rush him to the field. He was rushed to the field. Frankly, the injury was probably the best thing that happened to him because he didn't have to play his first year, but they still rushed him to the field after that, and he wasn't ready. So we're going to dump him because he wasn't great right out of the box. We'll see. Geno Smith is going back to the Jets. I don't know Geno, but I feel like, did Geno hurt somebody?
Maybe. Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that to Geno?
Why?
I guess there's no place else
Poor
to go.
guy.
Bam Knight, former Wolfpack running back, signs a contract or re-signs with Arizona. I sent you a clip earlier. Do you have the Mark DeRosa clip? You don't have it, do you? We'll play it later. So last night, all the U.S. had to do was beat Italy at the World Baseball Classic, and they would have absolutely punched their ticket to the quarterfinals. There are 4 groups, top 2 teams from each group advance. All you got to do is beat Italy, and you advance. You'd be 4-0. There's 5 teams in the group. They got beat 8-6 by Italy last night. It was billed as the greatest win in Italian baseball history. All right, this is yesterday. This is the manager. Actually, we don't have time because Brooke Pryor is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. I'm just going to give you the nuts and bolts of this. Mark DeRosa thought that they had already guaranteed their spot in the quarterfinals. Maybe he was projecting a win over Italy. That didn't happen. And now, they still have a fairly good chance of advancing. If Italy wins, they're in. If Mexico wins and it's a high-scoring game for both, then they're in. Because it's the tiebreaker for 3 teams that would be 1-1 against each other are fewest runs allowed in the 2 games. And the U.S. allowed 8 to Italy yesterday. So they need some runs to be scored by, was it Italy? Mexico? I don't even know anymore. But so they need a high-scoring game. So just root for a high-scoring game. If Italy wins, the United States is in. If Mexico wins and it's a high-scoring game, U.S. is probably also through. But how about a World Baseball Classic where the U.S. does not advance to the quarterfinals? Oh, boy. Whatever. All right, we'll break. Brooke Pryor, ESPN. We're going to talk football next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
There's an overlap in the middle of a professional athlete's career where their body is still young enough to keep up with everything physical, yet their experience is enough that their mind feels like they've seen everything 3 times. After the Olympics, that's Sebastian Aho. He led Finland to the bronze medal. He's young enough. Now is the time for him to be and stay in his prime.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, and we have a deal for you. New FanDuel customers can get up to $300 in bonus bets back every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Think about that as a safety net. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token. If it doesn't win, you will get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 days. Wow. Oh, to be a new customer. I wish I could go back and start over. FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel.com/local. Be creative. Have fun. FanDuel. Time to dance. 21 and over and present in North Carolina must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
This is Ray Womble Jr. from J.E. Womble & Sons in Lillington. Spring is almost here and grass cutting will be in full force. Bobcat zero-turn mowers will make your lawn maintenance so much easier. We're offering up to a $1,250 instant rebate and 0% financing on select Bobcat mowers. Now's the time to upgrade to a brand new Bobcat that brings tough to turf. And remember, if J.E. Womble & Sons doesn't have it, you don't need it.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool. What are you doing? Get off Twitter.
It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop. Stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Wolfpack trailing by 9 to Pitt. First half, plenty of time. If I were Will Wade, I would simply gather my team. It's timeout right now. I think they're going to the free throw line. And I would tell them, probably using some expletives, to just calm down.
Yeah, you have them ready from last night after the Canes game. So just use them for this.
I have plenty left over. Just calm down. Play. Just play the game. They look a little panicked to me, and that's not what you want to be, because that'll just compound it. You get tense, and then you can't do your thing. So they're better than Pitt, I think. I mean, the last month you'd be hard pressed to really prove that, but I think they're better than Pitt. All right, dramatic stuff yesterday in the legal tampering period of the National Football League's free agency window, which is about, I think it opens today. And to help us sort through it, the one and only Brooke Pryor from ESPN at BE Pryor on Twitter, also the Bad Bunny correspondent. So I wanted to ask you, because I did not see any of it. You were there. How was the Bad Bunny press conference?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, granted, I feel like they called it a press conference. I would call it, we got to view a moderated conversation by Apple Music. Like, they took, I think, 3 conversations, and they were all by kids that were there as part of, I think, Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Nice.
Which is an awesome opportunity for those kids. However, none of the kids were asking the questions that the journalists in the audience had, about, like, ICE and things like that he'd been very outspoken about, that, like, would have loved some hard-hitting stuff about that. But, like, let's be honest, this was supposed to be fun and lighthearted, and it was. So it was a delight to be in the same room as Bad Bunny.
The National Football League appreciated that nobody asked those questions because, frankly, they didn't want those questions either. All right, Brooke. Max Crosby. And I'm going to ask you questions about the Steelers because that is your primary beat, but you covered the league. I saw you on TV yesterday. So Max Crosby, might have been 2 days ago. Max Crosby was traded from the Raiders to the Ravens, and then they kept the receipt, and they decided Max Crosby didn't fit, so they returned it. They said he failed a physical, which he might very well have because he's had surgery. Is this buyer's remorse that so many people are saying, or did he, like it happens, fail the physical?
It feels like buyer's remorse more than anything. I mean, that's what I'm hearing from, other people in the league that are speculating that are not with the Ravens, but that are watching what unfolded there. Because, the overall sentiment is that everybody in the league knew what the deal was with Max Crosby's knee.
Right.
It was more than just a meniscus trim. It was a more substantial surgery that he had in the offseason, and it was going to be a multi-month recovery. The Ravens knew that and still sent those 2 first-round picks, and then I kind of feel like they realized, like, oh, crap, what have we done? And got some buyer's remorse. But the reality is, like, them backing out of this deal hurt both them and the Raiders. And if anything, I think the Raiders come out ahead of the Ravens in this one. I mean, obviously they're frustrated to lose those 2 first-round picks while they're in the middle of a rebuild, but they did go out and sign a bunch of free agents in the last 2 days, and they're still able to absorb Max Crosby's cap hit if for some reason they don't trade him or they can't trade him. I still think that he'll end up being traded, but they'll still be cap compliant to be able to process all of these deals. So that's the good news, because if it had been a case where they overspent and they had to reabsorb that cap hit, that would have been catastrophic. Meanwhile, the Ravens not only decide they get scared of Max Crosby's knee, which the Ravens are kind of known to have a medical staff that's more stickler and they get they're more uptight about some of those things. But now they've signed Trey Hendrickson, who, by the way, has his own medical concerns. And is not as dominant as Max Crosby. I feel like it's a lose-lose. Not only do you not have Max Crosby, it's really a lose-lose-lose. Because you don't have Max Crosby, you lose a bunch of free agents, and then you settle for a guy that is not as dominant and is still expensive and has had health issues. So I can't think of a team that is losing the offseason or losing the free agency week worse than the Ravens right now.
The reputation factor also, isn't that a loss for Baltimore?
Yes, but at the same time...
Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter.
I was going to say, I don't think it matters, because if the Ravens go on and have a great season this year and, they're in the postseason and everything else, like, people will forget. It's very much a recency bias league. So, yeah, right now there's a lot of mud being thrown at the Ravens. But I think the Ravens feel like, look, I mean, we got to protect ourselves, even though, again, they still hurt themselves. I still think at the end of this, I mean, it could be something that costs Eric DeCosta his job, depending on how this shakes out this season. But I think that, people will move on quickly, because there will be more malpractice in the league, because there always is.
That is true. The Jets haven't even gotten involved yet in free agency. Brooke Pryor is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is not he's not a comparable. I mean, he's a defensive end, and a couple of years ago he was great, but he wasn't great last year. But whatever. I mean, Baltimore could do what they can do. But the Raiders had 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. That's great if you're trying to rebuild. They don't have that now. So, I mean, what could they possibly get out there? I mean, he's not damaged goods. Everybody's known about the injuries. Do you think they can resurrect a similar deal somewhere else?
I don't think it's going to be similar. I don't think they're going to get 2 firsts, because that felt like an overpay in the first place. I mean, I think you can still get a first, maybe a first and a third, maybe 2 seconds. I don't know. I do think, in a way, though, it does feel a little bit like damaged goods, right? Because you do see anytime that there is this failed physical, yes, teams are going to have different medical opinions. So what fails in the Ravens could pass somewhere else. But I still think that, like, the NFL very much is paying attention to what other teams are doing. It's a copycat league for a reason. We usually say that in terms of scheme and things like that. But, like, it can also apply in terms of trades and deals. And it feels like, I mean, the Ravens really hurt Max Crosby's value by backing out of this deal and by saying, like, we don't feel good about this. I can tell you that I feel really bad for whoever is lining up across from Max Crosby in the first game he's back. And I don't know if the Raiders are on the Ravens schedule this year, but I would be scared if I was Baltimore if that was the case, or whatever team Max Crosby goes to if they play the Ravens. Because players are always looking for a chip, whether manufactured or real, to get them extra juiced up for games. I shudder at the thought of what they have just given Max Crosby as motivation. He is going to be on a tear this season, assuming that, like his agent said, like his surgeon said, he's on track to fully recover from this knee injury, and if anything, is ahead of schedule in that recovery.
The Ravens are not on the Raiders' schedule, so if Max stays there, Baltimore is safe. But if he goes to another team, obviously, we'd have to investigate that. What do you make of Brooke Pryor is joining us? She covers the Steelers, and we're going to get to them, I promise. What do you make of Kenneth Walker signing with the Chiefs?
Well, my initial thought was, how did the rest of the league let this happen? Granted, you have less control in free agency than you would in, like, the draft. But, man, it's the rich get richer. The Chiefs, I mean, I feel like, I don't know if the rest of the league appreciated the fact enough that there was a postseason without Patrick Mahomes last year, so it was more of a wide-open field. But, my goodness, you let the Super Bowl MVP go to the Chiefs that has Patrick Mahomes returning. Granted, he's going to be slowed down by that ACL recovery.
Right.
They get Travis Kelce back. Granted, the defense needs work because their entire secondary has gone elsewhere, but the secondary struggled last year anyway. But I can't believe that they let them reload like that. I mean, the one thing the Chiefs were missing last season on offense was a run game.
Yep.
And wouldn't you know it, now they've got a run game. So good luck. I mean, their O-line needs a little bit of help there, but it's a great fit for Kenneth Walker. I'm thrilled for him. But if I'm the rest of the league, I am just doing a deep sigh and shaking my head and thinking, oh, gosh, here we go again.
I'm not entirely sure that Travis Kelce coming back is a positive for Kansas City, other than the Chiefs are on every week, and I saw enough of Travis Kelce to think that, man, just go plan the wedding. I mean, you got to choose a DJ or a band. You got to deal with all that stuff. Just go plan the wedding, unless he's letting his mom do it. Or her mom. Her mom's probably
she's trying to juggle. She's trying to juggle renovations. Donna Kelce is. She doesn't have time to plan a wedding. I also think that there's a sentimental thing for Travis Kelce because he played so badly last year. By his standards, he had a lot of drops. But then Patrick Mahomes tearing his ACL. Travis and Patrick are so incredibly close that I don't think Travis could see a world where the last NFL pass he caught was not from Patrick Mahomes, and to miss the postseason entirely. So I think he's motivated by that. I still think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. They can afford to pay him what they were paying him. What is it, $12 million? I think that's probably more than he should get. Yeah. But at the same time, he's generated so much money for that organization. They can take that cap hit. I'm here for it because as much as I enjoy parity in the league and other fun storylines, I'm always going to root for that storybook ending with Patrick and Travis, Taylor Swift, all of the above. I like friendship. I'm happy for them that they'll get to play together one more year.
I'm good with that. The romantic side of sports, and I don't mean it in a a love sort of way, but just the story behind sports is very good.
Exactly.
Always. Brooke Pryor. All right, now to the Steelers. I don't think you and I have talked about Mike McCarthy, so I want your thoughts on that. And is Aaron Rodgers coming back? And if not, what's the plan?
The Steelers are operating as if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Although it very much feels like I go back to 2 weeks ago when we were at the NFL Combine and Omar Khan says, this is not going to go like it did last time with Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
And you know what? It feels like it's last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that it's March and it's not June. We have several more months to go if it was going to be like last time, but it still feels like that this is on Aaron's terms, although I did think it was very interesting that when he was on the Pat McAfee show last week, he said multiple times that the Steelers had not offered him a contract, that there was no contract for them to negotiate over. That feels like he's telling them, look, make me a good offer and I'll see how I feel,
right,
kind of a thing. But I think that they do feel comfortable with Will Howard to an extent. But I still think that bringing Aaron Rodgers back is as much about getting his play this year as it is about getting Will Howard ready to take over, because he missed most of last season with that freak pinky break that happened in training camp, so he misses the whole preseason. Like, this isn't a guy that you necessarily want to roll out there week one, that you want him to learn from Aaron Rodgers more and also be able to have a full year or at least more time on the practice field, a preseason, a training camp, all of those things. And then maybe you learn what you have in him before you go into the draft next year. So I think that Rodgers has more leverage this time around because of all those factors than he did last year, because the plan B is not great. There's been some buzz about would they consider Kirk Cousins. At this point, I don't think so. There's not a quarterback that they should draft that could start day one. I don't think they're going to go first round Ty Simpson. I think maybe Drew Aller's a guy that they consider day two. But yeah, I mean, I think that part of the reason in hiring Mike McCarthy was to develop Will Howard, and because Mike McCarthy knows the city, he knows the organization, all of those things. There's a familiarity there. They don't want to rebuild. And if you don't want to rebuild, then you better hope that veteran 4-time NFL MVP quarterback comes back for one more year.
Yeah, I'm like I said about Travis Kelce, I'm not even sure that's good for Pittsburgh. I mean, it would get a Mike Tomlin coach team would get that team over 500 and maybe even into the playoffs. I have my doubts whether a Mike McCarthy coach team will do the same thing. Very quickly before I let you go, Brooke Pryor, Jalen Phillips, Devin Lloyd, Kenny Pickett, then a center, Luke Fortner, depth tackle. What do you make of what the Panthers have done so far?
I like what they're doing, especially on defense. I mean, this is a defense that I think already had some really good pieces last year. I know they were, close to getting Milton Williams in free agency, and then he goes to the Patriots. Yeah. So I'm thrilled that they got over the finish line with Jalen Phillips. I think that it was a little bit of an overpay, but before he got hurt, I mean, this was an ascending player. So I think that that's really exciting. I don't really think the Kenny Pickett signing's anything to write home about. No. Fifth team in 5 years, but defensively, I think the Panthers are making all of the right moves, and they've had a good start to free agency. So I'm happy for them that they stocked up, especially on that defensive side of the ball, to give their DC some help there and to be able to fully run the scheme that he wants to run.
Yeah, and I think they've done a good job. And I agree with you. I think Jalen Phillips probably an overpay, but you know how the NFL works. The salary cap, they can just keep raising it because it's they're printing money on Park Avenue, and the other thing is that it's really just an accounting trick. So the same contract, we're just going to restructure it. We're going to transfer some of this into a signing bonus, and now the cap hit, which was $27 million, is now $18 million. I don't understand how that works, but again, the NFL salary cap is just an accounting trick. Brooke Pryor, ESPN, also Steelers reporter. At B.E. Pryor on Twitter. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much.
Sounds wonderful. Have a great one.
You too. Brooke Pryor here on the Adam Gold Show. Yeah, I mean, for people who are familiar with salary caps, the National Football League, I mean, they have one, but it is easily circumvented through, again, accounting. I couldn't even tell you how it really works. But we'll give you more money, and ultimately we get basically it's like a credit card. You can borrow against future salary caps. So we're going to pay you more to restructure the deal so we can end up with a lower cap hit, but 3 years from now, your cap hit is $1 billion. That's why so many of these quarterbacks with massive contracts, we will restructure them down the road. It's all a shell game. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to do one-timers. That's what we do in this part of the show. Also, NC State went on a 13-0 run. They now lead, I believe, 43-42. It is late in the first half. And in Charlotte, the first ACC second-round game today. The winner of this gets Virginia. 2:49 left. By the way, top of the hour, we will check in with our crew in Charlotte. I'm excited. One-timers is next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
You know the only feeling sweeter than opening a college acceptance letter? Knowing that you'll be able to pay for tuition however far you go. The first step? Completing the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA for short. Find out how much money for college you qualify for. Grants, scholarships, and other opportunities are waiting. How far can you go? Find out at cfnc.org/FAFSA 101.
Practicing a championship way can happen 100% of every day. On the court and when traveling highways. A law of sportsmanship includes taking the high road when going away and returning home. Buckle up your seatbelt in the front and back seats. Every seat, every time. Each time you click, it counts as a winning ticket. Demonstrate your championship drive through your safety practice. A buckled seatbelt is a winning bucket. This message was brought to you by the Governor's Highway Safety Program of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And FanDuel is giving all customers, not just new customers, not just tall customers, all customers, a profit boost every single day through March 15th. That is the Ides of March. Right now, until the final 68 is revealed, you are getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on all your college basketball wagers. This is fun. FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel.com/local. Build a same-game parlay. Maybe even get a bigger payout. But it's FanDuel. It's fun. It's hoops. It's mad. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
This is Adam Gold.
You know, soap attracts dirt, right? That's what soap does. It attracts dirt. Right now, Bill Belichick is soap. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's soap.
Yeah.
He's attracting all this dirt.
Or he's like an overripe banana and it's attracting all these gnats.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program.
All 311 bumps today. Because it's 3:11.
Is it? Look at that.
So
Look at that.
I only know a few 3:11 songs, so if people have requests.
That's a few more than I do.
We got 4 more bumps.
All right. High-scoring game, by the way, 48-46 State.
Yeah.
Pitt at the free throw line. Let's see how many one-timer questions we can get in.
Okay, so first up today, looking towards our YouTube stream from William. Timeline on Ghost. Blue Line seems to play more cohesive and better with him in it.
Yeah, they do. I don't have a timeline. Rod Brindamore said yesterday that he's going to be out a little bit longer than he thought, but they haven't called up Joel Nystrom. So as long as they have, or anybody. So right now they've only got 6 defensemen. So my guess is it's not going to be very long.
Yeah. Okay, next up from J Drift. Summer is around the corner. With that means summer vacations. What's the best summer vacation you've been on?
I mean, I don't know that
I know
went.
mine.
I went to a place called Bellhurst Castle on Geneva Lake in the Finger Lakes in New York. That place is the best place I've ever been to. Look it up and enjoy.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friend Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road in Cary, the man who invented the no-closing cost mortgage. Back in 1987, brought it to the Triangle in 1996. It's been on Kildare Farm Road in Cary ever since. So let me talk to the new home buyer. First time. It's expensive, isn't it? Everything costs money. What if I told you that you go to Miller Lending, MillerLending.com, do everything online? You could save thousands of dollars. You won't have to pay closing costs. Other places, closing costs. Thousands of dollars. $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I've heard stories of even more. I don't have that kind of money. Do you? The new homeowner. Do you have that kind of money? No. You want to save as much as you can. And here's this. You can refinance free of charge when the rates come down with Miller Lending. Nothing rolled into the loan amount. You simply save money, and then when you lower your monthly payment, you save hundreds on top of the thousands. Miller Lending on Kildare Farm Road in Cary, an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 250-2146.
Kick off the 2026 season with the NC Courage home opener Saturday, March 14th at 7 p.m. against Racing Louisville FC. Bring the family early for FanFest with music, games, and fun for the kids. Grab your seats today at tickets.nccourage.com.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
If you plan on making health and wellness a priority this year, I know just the place you need to visit. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here for Atlantic Spas and Billiards, who is stacked with everything you need to bring a little more fun and excitement along with health and wellness into your home. Try it all firsthand. Learn the difference between an infrared and a traditional T-low sauna. Take a walk on their water treadmill or maybe even swim a lap or two in their endless pool swim spa right there in the showroom. Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh today.
Global Golf, Carolina's home to the largest selection of pre-owned golf gear, is having a 2-day sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday only with huge deals. Drivers starting at $50, apparel starting at $25, shoes starting at $40, and golf bags starting at $50. Only at the Global Golf Outlet Store, located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Dugout has double the madness this March. Catch all the tourney games on the Dugout Tavern and Grill's massive 16-foot surround sound video wall. On top of that, we've got St. Patty's Day parties. Dugout has $20 Corona buckets, Modelo bucket specials, New Belgium Voodoo Ranger IPA pints for $5.50, and New Belgium is also sponsoring our bracket prize packs. Free to play. Plus, we've got beer reps coming in every weekend to treat the crowd to giveaways. Catch all the March action at the Dugout Tavern and Grill on Kelly Road in Apex.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Giller fighting to knock it away again. Witherspoon, it's more in the backcourt with 7. Gotta go. Minor driving. DeMarco Minor. No! Put back, yes! 9/10 of a second to go. Pittsburgh is in front. The officials have to check the clock, which stopped with 9/10 of a second left.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. It has certainly been a good start, entertaining start to the ACC Tournament's second day. Defense optional, maybe not allowed. 51-50 at the half. I'm Adam Gold. That is Victoria. This is the Adam Gold Show. We're available. It's easy for me to say. Available on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. You'll find us. And you will also be able to not only see but hear Tim Donnelly, who does the drive after us locally here in Raleigh. And he is in Charlotte at the ACC tournament for day number 2. Did anybody guard anybody in that first half, Tim?
Well, if they attempted to, especially if they were playing for Pitt, then the refs probably called a foul on them.
Wow!
So there wasn't a ton of flow to this game, aside from the fact that both teams were lights out from 3, which is how you end up with a game on pace to be 100 to 102, which is absolutely absurd.
That is kind of crazy. I did see, because obviously we're trying to do the show here, so it's hard to really focus on what's going on. I did see a lot of free throws being shot. State, I think that entire 13-0 run, it seemed like, was from the free throw line.
Yeah, especially early on, I actually thought State was being outplayed, but the one thing they were doing, whether it was Van Allen Lupin, Kadir Copeland, they were taking it down low and drawing fouls on Pitt, and the free throw discrepancy really kept them in the game. I have it here in my notes. 7 free throw attempts for Pitt, 20 for State, and it was more aggressive earlier. At one point, it was 16-2 or something along those lines in free throw attempts. So the free throws really kept State in it until guys like Paul McNeil and a few others could start knocking down some shots that weren't charity stripe shots.
I mean, 16-20 from the free throw line. There's a lot of games in college basketball where teams don't do that for an entire game. I mean, but from what I have seen, yes, State was taking a lot of threes, but they were also driving inside. And when you are aggressive, I mean, I got no problem, if you get to the free throw line more than the other team, as long as you're playing the right way. And it looks like at least some of the time they are doing that. I mean, I would be concerned if I were Will Wade that I've given up 50 points at half, but that seems to be sort of what they do these days.
It's really, you brought it up, right? Because part of me looks at it, and Pitt against Stanford in their win yesterday went 3 of 17 from 3. So I wasn't exactly expecting an onslaught barrage from deep from Pitt, but that's exactly what you got, right? They went 9 of 16 from 3 in that half and actually missed a handful down the stretch. So at one point, it felt like they didn't miss on their first 12 attempts. So part of me is saying like, oh, there's no way Pitt's going to keep that up in the second half, right? State's in a good spot, except for what you said, which is everybody seems to have a career shooting night against against NC State. So maybe this is Pitt's turn to have that gigantic shooting night that so many others have enjoyed against Will Wade's Wolfpack.
I think this is incredible to me. Tim Donnelly is joining us. He does the drive. He'll come on after us in Raleigh. On 99.9 The Fan, 16 of 25 combined three-point shooting for these two teams. State's 7 of 9. Pitt is 9 of 16. Both teams are shooting 61% from the floor overall. Pitt hasn't missed a free throw. Do you have any intel on whether or not the baskets are bigger?
Yeah, I saw somebody was hula hooping with the rim earlier on when they were setting it up. So there's something fishy there. But I want to build off of what you were saying. These aren't even like all catch and shoot open jumpers like you're in warmups. Like there are some tough shots being knocked down. You can tell both teams are getting frustrated and probably chewed out by their coaches during dead balls for how they are defending the three-point line. So we're even seeing a jump shooter like Paul McNeil being fouled on a three because you can see Pitt's going like, not again, and running out to defend. So there's effort there on defense. It's just both teams are knocking down shots.
Yeah, and in some ways, I was able to see this. It was a 9-point Pitt lead, and I think McNeil was fouled in the act of shooting the three, right, and went to the free throw. I don't know if he made all three or not, but when you foul a three-point shooter, that's just the cardinal sin and bad. Don't foul a jump shooter, especially a three-point shooter, and that triggered the 13-0 run that I could see. Before I let you go, have you noticed anybody, let's say, with wearing like purple or yellow around, somewhere near the NC State section? Any LSU folk in the stands?
I see where you're going with it. I have not. Maybe the gold of that which you're asking about, maybe blending in with some of the Pitt gold.
Oh, that could be it.
They're not dumb, right? They're gonna slide in their camouflage style if they're around. Well, actually, you know what? Let's be real, right? The way that half went, Pitt is the last ranked team in the tournament, right? Everybody that was lower than them in the ACC standings didn't get an invite to come join us here in Charlotte. So the fact that it's a dogfight at half. If you're, if the scouts in the stands trying to watch what Will Wade is putting on the table, I don't know if they're going, I want what they're having, right? There's been some underwhelmingness to this game for NC State, but also acknowledging how the last 7 games went. A win is a win is a win. They're up by 1 at half, and they'll take a 1-point win if that's what it takes.
Yeah, they might be in the tournament anyway, even with a loss. I think if you lose again, you're really putting yourself at risk because they just keep kind of slowly trickling down the seed line. I think most places I see now have them as a 10. But whatever. I
They really should be mad at Stanford twice because Stanford beat them in the last regular season game, and then Stanford lost to Pitt yesterday. So Pitt is in this game, which takes away an opportunity for a better win. Because Stanford is significantly higher than Pitt in the net, and also opens this up to be a potentially worse loss if it does break that way against a team that becomes exactly. It becomes a more like unacceptable loss if it happens. So Stanford's just public enemy number 1 for State fans, I'm sure.
Plus, what it also kind of exposes is another loss to a non-tournament team, and when you lose to teams that aren't in the field. They hurt just a little bit because Stanford is not going to get in now. They might not have gotten in anyway, but they're certainly not going to get in now. Tim Donnelly, you can hear him starting at 3 o'clock right here on the fan. Or actually, it's not 3 o'clock. We have another basketball game. When are you on later?
We will be on at 3 because the basketball games. We're going to take things right up to passing it back to you actually for Stormwatch. We don't want to get a game started and.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do a hockey game tonight. Last night's game wrecked me.
We have pretty much play-by-play and/or our shows back-to-back for the next 3 days. So just keep it tuned right here, and you'll be all right.
Enjoy Charlotte, man. Thank you.
I will. Thanks.
Tim Donnelly in Charlotte. Wait a second. I'm not prepared for a hockey game tonight. After last night, I just need recovery. I needed Pedialyte after last night's game. So real quick about the potential of Will Wade heading to LSU. I have no idea what the real situation is there. Am I nuts? Didn't he leave? Did he get fired from LSU? What are we doing? Is LSU like the only place that you could do stuff like this? Is there just I can't, I don't have words for it. LSU is the place where there just are no rules. There are no ethics, there are no morals, and I'm not suggesting that this is an unethical or an immoral entity if they are interested in going back to Will Wade. It just seems like it doesn't matter. All bets are off. Maybe it's the heat and humidity of Louisiana, because it's New Orleans is below sea level, so it gets a little rank and damp in that town. It's a great town, but it gets a little crazy. I don't know, but only at LSU, and I know LSU is not in New Orleans. It's in Baton Rouge, which is also hot and damp. But only LSU can do this. Now, from an NC State perspective, and I saw Corey Smith on Twitter point out that it would cost LSU $15-point-something million. They'd have to buy out the current coach, and then they would have to pay NC State for the right to talk to Will Wade. I don't know if anybody has seen this, but most of the schools in the SEC have a lot of money. Now, that doesn't mean they want to spend it on basketball. And I have no idea who the LSU coach is. I guess whoever they would have to buy out is obviously the LSU coach. I do not know who that is, and it doesn't bother me. But if they want to go through all of that to get Will Wade, I mean, I like Will. I think he's a very good coach, but I don't think he's the best coach. So could NC State get a better coach than Will Wade? Yeah, they could. But I am not interested in Will Wade leaving. I think Will Wade is a good coach. I think he will do well at NC State. I think he will help them pursue the types of seasons they want to pursue. He is also thoroughly wide open as a person, which for what we do here is entertaining and fun. I'm all about Will Wade sticking around as long as possible. Again, I think he's a good coach. I thought this team would do well, but what we're all finding out is that it is hard, and there are variables that we can't figure out. When you bring players in from all different parts of the country, have already experienced college basketball, and that is your core. You can bring portal guys in to a core that's yours, whether it's a recruiting class or existing players. You can bring guys from the transfer portal in to enhance what you've got, which is really what Duke did last year, right? Sion James, Malik Brown, and who was the guy, forgetting his name, who came in from Purdue. They brought in 3 very good players, and they enhanced what Duke had. Didn't help them win the national championship, but they did get to a Final Four. This year, Duke didn't bring in any. Malik Brown is still here. And we see the chemistry that Duke has had. Some existing players, but obviously a whole bunch of new ones. NC State basically had 1 player from last year's team. So he might as well be a transfer too. Everybody is from somewhere else. And it's just hard to build those connections. It's hard to build on-court trust. Everybody, this is not a negative comment towards any player. Sometimes you can do it, and sometimes you can't. And it appears so far that can't is winning that fight. But there's talent there, a lot of it. And maybe at some point the talent clicks and State can get on a little bit of a run. I'm not discounting that. They made the first bucket of the second half. It's 53-50 Wolfpack. So win this game, take a swing at Virginia. Tough matchup, by the way. Virginia's gigantic and old. Super old. Testa Ritter is a 23-year-old freshman. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if you can be called a freshman at 23.
No, it doesn't feel right.
Chip Patterson's going to join us on the other side. Remember last week we talked juice? We got juice. Lots of juice with Chip Patterson next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's bracket time, baby. Get in on the madness with a Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge from 99.9 The Fan. Fill out your picks, and with a perfect bracket, you could score the $1 million national grand prize. That's right, $1 million. Dominate the local leaderboard and pocket $500 for being the best in the triangle. Presented by the Powerhouse Pros at North Carolina Courage. Register now at 999thefan.com and let the madness begin.
Hey, everybody, it's Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. Yes, indeed. Championship week is upon us, and FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. From now till that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. You know I won't. I don't want you to either. Build a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Or try live betting and jump in after tip-off. Maybe it's an early game. Maybe you're talking about some West Coast tournament action. Best of all, though, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. So visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started. FanDuel.com/Paul. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Folks, it's back and it's better than ever. Dennis Cox here from my friends over at Law Tigers. The Law Tigers are once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle courtesy of Art Moto Garage and Shiny Side Paint. Last time that you can enter this contest is March 29th, but don't wait, folks. Go to caniacsbike.com to enter. Again, caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Life's great stories are built on yes and. Yes to the big game and the private suite. Yes to the beach and sailing offshore. Yes to traveling the country and exploring new ones. With the new Millionaire for Life from the North Carolina Education Lottery, you can say yes to $1 million now and every year for a lifetime. Millionaire for Life. Winning is just the beginning. Drawing 7 days a week. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.47. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
For 2 days only, Bailey's Fine Jewelry invites watch lovers to a can't-miss pre-owned luxury watch event, March 20th and 21st in Raleigh's Village District. Explore hundreds of exceptional Bailey's certified pre-owned timepieces from iconic brands like Rolex, Cartier, and more, expertly curated and available for a limited time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or purchasing your first luxury watch, this is a rare chance to see an unmatched selection in one place. 2 days, hundreds of watches, one destination. Bailey's pre-owned luxury watch event, March 20th and 21st. Learn more at baileybox.com.
Breathe in, breathe out. The average person does that 20,000 times a day. At WakeMed, we think that's 20,000 good reasons to check your lung health by taking our free online lung health assessment. It's just a few minutes, and who knows, it could save your life. So do yourself and your lungs a favor. Go to wakemed.org today and take the assessment. Once you do, you'll breathe a lot easier.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-967-7711. That's 800-967-7711.
One Adam. Gold.
One Adam.
Gold.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6-7. He just laughed.
I know.
It just means nothing, and that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, like, us millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program.
Chip totally knows 311.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't Chip know 311? He is a Renaissance man.
Oh, I know, but he recognized it right off the bat.
Did he?
Yes. He's good like that.
I have somewhere where I have CDs, I have a 311 CD. I have never listened to it.
Not once.
No, never. I got it, actually. I don't even know how I got it. I didn't buy it. I have never listened to it. But I'm not knocking it. I just have never listened to it.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
That was 311?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it is March 11th.
It is. So all
and
bumps.
we have Chip Patterson. Even better. Sir, Chip Patterson, CBSSports.com, Cover 3 podcast moderator. We need to talk more about juice. I've got a bonus juice conversation for you before we get out of here. So Duke obviously still has juice. They have two bad feet with their juice. I don't think it really impacts their juice rating, right?
No, we're leaking. We are leaking juice. Now,
Juice
it's not like
cup runneth over.
Yeah. It is not in anything that we're overly concerned about, but it's making a little condensation ring under our juice container. We're a little bit concerned about the situation, but I do think it does speak to, I think going into last week, I started doing the mental exercise because I think even in our conversation, we said, look, Duke has a team and we've showered the team with praise, the way the team is bought in, the right pieces put together. They just need to lace them up and go do it, right?
Yeah.
And so then I started to take the next step. How do they not win the national championship? Not that Duke winning the national championship is something that is like so certain that we should immediately go to that step.
Yeah.
But as a thought exercise, how does this come undone? The first thing that came to mind was, are you so overly reliant on Boozer that you are, egging us? Like if something were to go wrong, and he's just like such a strong player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel lazy here, but
what element of Boozer are they relying? Because I think there's a lot of elements to this conversation. Not to interrupt, but what part of Boozer is he unavailable? Is that what you're saying? If he is unavailable,
what happens? Because he's the bus driver of the offense.
They're
because
done.
even that's the thing. Is what if any one little
they could win a couple of games. They could get to the second week. They can't win the last two.
But Florida, the national champion last year, obviously Walter Clayton was their All-American star. But remember, they had an Elijah Martin game. They had other members of that backcourt. Will Richards stepped up. Thomas Hawk kind of announced himself onto the scene during that run to the title last year. Your second, your third, to win a national championship, you're going to need that. Now, all those pieces look better when National Player of the Year Cameron Boozer's on the floor.
Exactly.
So that was the first thing that came to mind. But the second thing was, it's not an overly deep rotation.
No.
And what happens if we get a few other injury? And again, because Duke is so good, I'm not wishing injury on anyone, but when I'm playing out how does this not end up with cutting down the nets in Indianapolis? One of the things that comes to mind is, okay, we're very reliant on Boozer as the engine of the offense. Even being a creator, right? He's not even necessarily the point guard, but hey, ball's going to start with Boozer. We're going to run some action for him. And then he's such a good passer and such a good facilitator as well. John Shire trusts him to be able to make the play. Okay, we're really relying on him. But what if we also have to start having a few too many minutes for our 9th guy and our 10th guy, which
they don't have those. They don't have a 9th or a 10th.
Yeah.
They don't. They especially with Caleb Foster out, Duke is at best an 8-man rotation.
Correct.
No.
I was saying this going into
So before Caleb Foster's foot. Yeah, so they're down.
Caleb Foster's.
Yeah.
So this is unfortunately, you hope it's a story where this is the adversity, a team that has only lost twice and both times by a bucket. Now this will be part of their, if you're a Duke fan, you're hoping that if they do still make season review DVDs, and gosh, I hope that they do, that this is the chapter where they talk about the adversity they had to overcome and what they learned about themselves and who stepped up and had a big game when they were in Greenville and got caught in a feisty 9-seed second round, right? Adam, you're smiling because you can imagine all of these, right?
Yeah.
We know the tales that are told of these national title teams in March Madness. That could be Duke, or Duke fans are looking up in April being like, man, if Caleb Foster hadn't hurt his foot, if Patrick Gongba had been healthy, that could have been us. And so
we can go back to 2010, right, when Duke won the title. They were a 1 seed, but they were not really close. There were 2 1 seeds that were light years better than Duke.
One of them is the John Wall, Boogie Cousins,
right.
Kentucky
team who lost in the Elite Eight to West Virginia, team that Duke beat in the first semifinal. Or the national semifinal. I think it was the second game.
It's Duke. It was the second
right,
game.
Right, exactly. Just
we
like
start this thing at 6, or we starting this thing at 8:49 Eastern. Come on.
Exactly. And the other team was Kansas, who lost in the second round to Northern Iowa, I believe. So it's for me, I believe we might have lost Chip there. So Gremlins, Moles, Boll Weevils in the system. We'll get Chip back. I will pretend that Chip is still listening. So Kansas lost to Northern Iowa that year. Kansas was like 30-something and 3. It was crazy. They were awesome. Kentucky was clearly the best team. Kansas lost to Northern Iowa in the second round. I believe Northern Iowa was either an 8 or a 9. So there's a scenario out there. And if they wouldn't have, and to me, what you're talking about, this is no disrespect to Caleb Foster. I don't think it changes them at all. It takes away a player, a body,
right.
But I don't think it changes them dramatically. Even if Caden Boozer were to get in foul trouble in a game and was unavailable, I think they can mitigate that. But Pat Gongba is a different story. Because they don't have cover up front. They only have a 3-big rotation. It's only Gongba, Boozer, and Malik Brown. They got away with it against Carolina. They actually out-rebounded Carolina. They were awesome. But they're not going to win a title, I don't think, without Gongba. But I think he's going to be back. I think he could have played this week if they had to have him. But I think he'll be back, maybe not for the first game, but I think he'll be back for the second game next week.
Do you think Roy Williams of the famous cocktail party line approves of the way that John Shire's treating the ACC tournament?
I mean, they did it last year.
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg, got hurt in the first game. There was never even a consideration of bringing him back the rest of the way. If that was a Final Four, I guarantee Cooper Flagg play or an NCAA tournament game. Cooper Flagg would have gutted it out and played. Now, they're going to try and win every game, and they might very well. I don't think they're afraid to play.
And there's great experience for Caden and for the rest of that team to be able to go out there, take everybody's best shot. I mean, the things that you're going to have, the improvement that can be made there is massive.
So let's talk about Carolina and Juice now. The unfortunate non-contact drill that saw Caleb Wilson break his thumb. I mean, I hate that for him. I hate that for me. I don't watch all that much regular season NBA basketball. I watch playoff basketball. There's too many things going on. I got hockey, got college ball. I don't watch the regular season all that often. I consume it mostly highlights and vicariously through my son. But I wanted to watch Caleb Wilson play the rest of his college career. And so selfishly, I'm mad that I don't get a chance to watch this dude go again. We missed the last half of the season, last quarter of the season, and now we're not going to see him in the games that matter the most, the games that he wanted to play in. So I feel kind of cheated, sort of like when Zion missed everything after the first Duke-Carolina game until the ACC tournament. But I don't even get that comeback from Caleb Wilson. I'm kind of bummed about that. What are they now with no Caleb Wilson?
Well, I mean, the good news is we know what they are, which is a team that can fight and be respectful and cover the spread against Duke in Cameron. But
that was a backdoor.
Hey,
that was a backdoor cover.
Tickets still cash the same, Adam.
They did, but let's just call it what it is. Duke named their final score.
But there is a gap that
Yeah.
without Caleb Wilson, you are not going to be able to expect, as somebody who's standing outside the program, you're not going to be able to expect that they're going to level up to whatever you imagined the ceiling could be.
Right.
And very likely the imagined ceiling is a team that was able to storm back with a 9-0 run in the final moments and be able to take down a team that currently sits at number 1 in the country. So, okay, take that off the table. But the rest of this is a team that is very capable of making it to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. And I say that because the teams that they are going to be playing more than likely are going to be worse than Clemson and Louisville. And I know that those games were at home, but those games were wins against NCAA tournament teams that are pretty good. I mean, none of them are going to be a top 4 seed or anything like that,
right?
But pretty good NCAA tournament teams. And I think that if North Carolina handles its business and doesn't beat itself, then yes, it is a team that can win its first 2 games. Then we start to talk about that gap. Then we start to talk about leveling up if they were to run into another top seed in the second weekend. But perfectly fine, I think, to set an expectation that North Carolina is going to show up to its pod and expect to be able to win 2 games on the first weekend of the tournament. Now, what happens in Charlotte? Who knows? I mean, who knows? From the vibes department, my vibes advisor has sent along a message, a report really, that shows how different the vibes would be to even just win 1 game in Charlotte versus just being one and done. Because what you don't want more than anything else, and you can talk to me about Mingo, you can talk to me about Maximilian, you can talk to me all about the future and how Derek Dixon's going to be back at this, that, and the other. But if you finish this season, loss at Duke, 1 and done ACC tournament, 1 and done NCAA tournament, loss. Horrendous vibes. I mean, the meteorologist of vibes is seeing a lot of clouds in that model. We do not want that. Okay.
Right.
So I would advise the North Carolina Tar Heels and specifically Hubert Davis to win a game in Charlotte. Let's get into the semifinals, be playing for a shot to play for the title, and make sure you're not 1 and done in the big dance as well.
Clemson, assuming it's Clemson, that's a hard game for Carolina because of the way Clemson wants to play. Right?
Yeah.
Clemson really wants to make it a rock fight. Right? That's just their style. They want you to have to fight them to win it.
And this year's Clemson team, even more so, because Brad Brownell has said this team is just not gifted enough offensively to be able to overcome bad defense. When Clemson lost, was it 3-4 games in a row a little while back before they kind of steadied themselves going into that game in Chapel Hill? Brad Brownell was like, look, we have to be an elite defensive team because we just don't have a lot of firepower.
Right.
So they can't play a track meet game because they don't have enough shooters. They don't have enough high volume scorers. So they need to do it almost as a way to be able to stay competitive.
Right. Now, assuming Carolina can win that, and that will be a difficult game for them to win because they have to be fully committed to playing that way. But I do think we have seen enough from this team to understand that they can play that way. I agree. Seth Trimble brings attitude to the table. I think Henry Vessar brings some attitude to the table. But some of those other guys, I love Dixon. I'm a huge fan of Derek Dixon. He is a big moment player for them. He's a freshman, so the consistency is not awesome. But, man, I think in the big moments, I think he has been consistent. He made big shots at Virginia, at the game against Kentucky, the Duke game. He made maybe the 3 biggest plays in the Duke game. The 3 he hit, the 3 he found Vesser on, the 3 he found Seth Trimble on. Dixon just makes big plays. He got away with running over. Who did he run over? Oh, was it Cam Boozer? They didn't call any foul there. He just steamrolled right through Boozer.
Wasn't it the Clemson? He had the 3 in the Clemson game too.
Yeah, no. He is a big play guy. I love Derek Dixon, but I think this team has some of that attitude. But I do think that their ceiling because they could win this tournament.
Sure.
And frankly, I don't think they'll. They could beat Virginia even without Caleb Wilson. But I still think Duke's going to win the tournament.
No. Let me tell you,
I still think they will.
Virginia or Miami?
Miami's wild, aren't they?
Virginia's wild. You know,
Virginia's they can be good. I'm not knocking Virginia.
Sure,
but I like I don't know, something about this Miami team. But I think ultimately it's up to Duke. I think Duke, even without Gongba, it'll be more difficult against Virginia because Virginia is so big. If Virginia wanted to play the 2 7-footers at the same time with the Ritter, I just don't know what you would just have to stay away from them because they block everything. But I still think Carolina's, without Caleb Wilson, has a ceiling. I think their second game in the NCAA tournament is going to be a toss-up because they're going to be, I think, a 5, maybe a 6. If they don't win an ACC tournament game, if they were to lose to Clemson, I think they'll end up a 6 seed in the NCAAs. In which case, I mean, you're going to be a favorite, a game that theoretically you should win, but man's 11s routinely beat 6s. 12s do that to 5s also, so no guarantees. But then you're just playing a much better team in your second game. I think the second game is going to be a problem for UNC without Caleb Wilson, and it'll be entirely matchup oriented. State is finally putting distance between themselves and Pitt. Was there a time
with stops or just waiting for bricks?
No, they've held Pitt to 12 points in the first 7.5 minutes of the half, so they are getting some stops. Look,
given our pace to start this thing, I was not sure if we were gonna have any stops.
They shot 61% each. I made this note. Combined, they were 16 of 25 from 3-point range. That's like 63% from three combined. These two teams.
You got it on in the studio.
Yes.
But your friend and everyone's friend, Jay Williams, is on the call. He was losing his mind with all those Pitt threes to start the game.
Well, I mean, if you're going to make them, keep shooting them.
He's made 3 all year, and the big man's letting it rain from the corner.
Is that the Lithuanian kid?
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name. It sounds like a condition. So was there? Did you have any doubts at any point with your juice rating? I know last time State's got low juice or mid juice. Were you at any point concerned that they had played their way out of the field?
No, I was not concerned that they had played their way out of the field, and that was also because of the teams that were on the actual cut line.
Right.
NC State, from an NCAA tournament analysis perspective, when it comes to seeding, did enough work to overcome what has been a step back in terms of quality of play. But that's where it's really funny to go into the NCAA tournament. Are you thinking about bracketology, or are you thinking about what you're going to expect from a team? Are you thinking about trying to figure out what the performance level is going to be? Because, in NC State, we should still note, even if they didn't play their way out of the tournament, we should still note some of the pieces that are a little bit concerning. Some of the front court issues, some of the a lot is being put on Vin Allen Lubin's shoulders right now. And that's, he gets in foul trouble, and then all of a sudden we're any team with versatile and good bigs is going to present a problem for this NC State team.
Virginia's a terrible matchup for them.
Horrible matchup. Right. And there are other teams that are going to be like that. So we take note. We obviously adjust our juice as we go. I'll tell you what, I was diving in, and I was really surprised at how for all the hype that there is about the Big 12 and their iPad court, which really just looks gray to me,
Yeah,
and
it's just weird.
All the strength at the top, top broadcasting teams getting sent to Big 12 instead of ACC for the first time in 15 years or whatever. I mean, there are a lot of teams that are not trustworthy from that. Sure, you get at the very top of the conference when you're talking about your Arizona, when you're talking about your Houston, your Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas, that's all great. But, buddy, when we start talking about your TCU, when we start talking about your BYU, there's some untrustworthy low juice teams out there in the bottom of that conference, which is having a good year. But that's going to be the thing, like, as we're starting to open up the conversation from the ACC teams to what to expect. The NCAA tournament, like you mentioned, is just built on matchups.
Yeah.
So what are going to be like, yeah, you got to have some juice, but you also might get the advantage of the other team being a low juice team, And then we just comes down to who makes shots.
Are Billis and Schulman at that tournament?
Yeah.
Really? How about that? All right, it's fine. I don't care.
It is definitely not my place nor expertise to comment.
That's fine. I mean, chances are we're going to have
broadcaster assignments.
We'll have two teams that could be in the Final Four in the final of that tournament. So I totally understand that. Final thing, and we're actually almost out of time anyway. But I need your juice rating on the Players Championship as the fifth major. Chip Patterson, Players Championship this week.
It cannot be the fifth major because there is only one major championship that stays at the same course every single year. And that is not a course with a fun house mirror and hit it through the clown's mouth. That putt looking golf course with all of its gimmick. I hear the rough has grown up right now and it's going to be a little bit tougher. But to me, the Players Championship is awesome, and it can be awesome and live as its own thing as the Players and not be a major, because all the other majors change and go to awesome courses. There's only one major that stays at the course, which is the standard. And in my opinion, Sawgrass is not Augusta National.
By the way, I don't know that the PGA Championship goes to awesome courses. They go to some very good ones. I mean, Quail Hollow is excellent. Valhalla. They go to some suspect places for majors.
But like Whistling Straits.
Yeah, that's as gimmick. That's as gimmicked as TPC.
Okay, fair. But yeah, it is not one course. Right.
I get you.
And the other part of this. And I know that the big Brian Rolap basically listened to all the golf podcasts and then came out at a press conference and listed out all the suggestions that golf podcasters have been dropping for 2 years. So now they love him.
Yeah,
this is the easiest thing. Listen, if you look around America, there's a leadership tactic where you just tell people what they want to hear.
Yep.
Success, and it can work for you too. But if they rearrange the schedule, I will come back to this too. It will not be a major championship in the eyes of the sports world if the winner is crowned on Selection Sunday, because the national sports conversation with like a capital N is it's going to still be on brackets. And then of course, NFL free agency.
It can't be the first major. It would have to move. The Masters will always be the first major. That, to me, strangely enough, the Masters is my third favorite major behind the Open Championship and the U.S. Open. But the Masters has to be the first one. So the Players would have to move back to May, where it was for a hot minute, and the PGA Championship would have to move to the end of the season where it should be. The only reason why we moved it was because of the Olympics. I don't know.
If we're going to do Glory's Last Chance, we should do it at Valhalla.
Very good point. It's a very good point.
If these are the tired swings of the major championship season, let's go to these big old booming parks. Yeah. We're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just give it a rip.
Plus, we should just ask Tiger. Tiger, should the Players Championship be a major? He hates that event. Well, he hates the golf course. I don't think he hates the event. He hates that golf course. I don't think Rory loves it either. And those two guys will make the decision anyway. Chip Patterson, CBS.
Who you got? Who do you have to win?
Oh, the
Players.
Fleetwood.
Let's go.
Tommy Ladd. It's it.
Looking exquisite in more clubhouse apparel. You picked up on this, right?
No, I haven't seen it.
Tommy Fleetwood right now. This is actually pretty great. Tommy Fleetwood does not have a clothing sponsor right now.
What?
And so
handsome Tommy?
Through this season, he just buys swag from the pro shop. So he is out there. Yes, he has been competing wearing the logo of the club he is playing at each of the events that he's played. I think he's only played 3 events so far on the PGA Tour. Like, he started his season with Rory a little bit late. Go back. He is wearing like Bay Hill from the Pro Shop polo.
Oh, with the umbrella. Gosh, that's fantastic. All right, good.
So like right now he's wearing players gear.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, Chip Patterson. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Sounds good. Y'all be well.
Chip Patterson here in the Adam Gold Show. I didn't know that. I didn't know Fleetwood's just wearing stuff he buys at the Pro Shop. Like, he shows up and doesn't have anything? That's great. I mean, we've all done that once, right? We decide we're going to play last minute, or we're playing and like, wait a second, I don't have a golf shirt. Well, you get one from the Pro Shop. That's hysterical. All right, we have to stretch and place bets. We're going to do that next.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
You know the only feeling sweeter than opening a college acceptance letter? Knowing that you'll be able to pay for tuition however far you go. The first step? Completing the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA for short. Find out how much money for college you qualify for. Grants, scholarships, and other opportunities are waiting. How far can you go? Find out at cfnc.org/FAFSA 101.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Hard to believe some of you still don't understand how much more fun you can have watching sports with FanDuel. And right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Hey, I can lose bets. I might even be able to help. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. 10 chances to play the game and maybe even use their money. FanDuel.com/local, FanDuel.com/local. 21 and over and present in North Carolina must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
From the food we eat to the clothes we wear, agriculture touches every corner of our daily lives. I'm Lee Ivey, Director of the Agriculture Institute at NC State University. With the world's population growing, we need people equipped and trained to meet the needs of our future. In our program, we rise to meet that challenge every day, and our students are engaged and invested. Invest in yourself and learn more about our program online by searching NC State Ag Institute. Deadline for fall enrollment is June 1st. 2 years, 1 degree, endless possibilities.
Practicing a championship way can happen 100% of every day, on the court and when traveling highways. A law of sportsmanship includes taking the high road when going away and returning home. Buckle up your seatbelt in the front and back seats, every seat, every time. Each time you click it, it counts as a winning ticket. Demonstrate your championship drive through your safety practice. A buckled seat is a winning bucket. This message was brought to you by the Governor's Highway Safety Program and the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria, producing the program. We'll talk more about the Tar Heels. Interesting angle taken by Andrew Jones of Tar Heel 247 that, and he pointed this out, since Dean Smith retired, what was that, October of 97? Was the year before I moved down here. Or the year I moved down here. Bill Guthridge, I never lived here with Dean Smith as the head coach. I lived here year one of Bill Guthridge. I moved down toward the back half of it, February, but according to Andrew, they've only won 4 ACC tournaments in that period of time since then. So we are approaching the 30th anniversary of that. I think it's the 28th right now, and we had one canceled, of course, due to the pandemic. And that the ACC, the Carolina's only won 4 of the last 27. This is a program that routinely won. Duke has taken over. Duke has owned this conference in terms of the conference tournament since I've lived here. So, and Carolina fans would like to win this again. They could win it this time. They could. They'd have to go through Duke, but they could win it this time because I think Duke's going to beat Cal or Florida State, although Florida State's playing much better. But Carolina's going to have to beat Duke in the semifinals. Maybe they can. All right, let's stretch.
Okay, so Bam Adebayo had a big night last night.
83 points.
Yes, he is
83.
setting some records. So in case you missed it, the Miami Heat had a pretty good game last night against the Washington Wizards where he scored 83 points, but that is not the single game record. Wilt Chamberlain still holds that mark at 100 points in a game from 1962. Yeah. So you got to go back a minute. But Bam did break a record for the most free throws in a game with 36, and that was previously held by Chamberlain and Adrian Dantley with 28. So he at least crushed that. But Bam's 83 points were the most scored since Kobe days also. Because
Kobe had 81. He
had 81 back in 2006. So, yeah, the Heat beat the Wizards 150-129 last night.
Bam Adebayo was 7 for 22 from three-point range. And my question is, why is Bam Adebayo shooting 22 three-pointers?
Yeah. Well, he just felt like it. But Wilt is still all over the single game scoring leader stats with he's had 5 games with 70 to 79 points and 26 games where he scored 60 to 69 points. So he's still a GOAT in a lot of ways. But too bad we can't place can't place any bets on him.
Do you want to expand on that? No?
Nope. We just got to place some bets.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
All right, shoot.
Man, my parlay would have crushed it yesterday if they had stayed under 6.5. They did not, though, in the Canes versus Penguins. But we'll try again today. Today, there's only 2 hockey games, I think, on tonight.
Yes.
Montreal Canadiens versus Ottawa Senators. Man, the Canadians, they're all those Canadian teams are trying to be on a hot one here lately. So, give me the Canadians on the sort of road, plus 160.
Okay, I like it. You know what we got today? We got Champions League.
We do.
That's right. Bodo Glimt in Norway. They play inside the Arctic Circle. So theoretically it would be cold. But they are a coastal town in Bodo. So it's actually somewhat mild for a place inside the Arctic Circle. They do play at an artificial turf field. Not too many clubs in Europe are doing that. They'll beat Sporting Lisbon. They'll beat Sporting today. Plus 130.
Okay, well.
Take your word for it. I'm not really paying attention.
Trust your opinion on that one. But let's see, tonight during that Canadians versus Senators game, maybe Nick Suzuki will be an anytime goal scorer, plus 230.
All right, one more Champions League game. I mean, I'm not.
Why not?
I'm not moved by a lot going on the board today.
No.
Chelsea is at the reigning champs, PSG. I think Chelsea wins on the road, plus 250.
Okay. And you know what? The other hockey game tonight, Washington Capitals are in Philadelphia taking on the Flyers. Flyers, they want to be a little spunky, so why not be spunky at home since you're an at-home underdog, plus 110.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was going to do that. Give me the Flyers. Give me over 5.5. And because I just believe that this is going to happen, this game is going to overtime. And give me a Trevor Zegras game-winning overtime goal. And all of that, let me get rid of this other stuff here. That is, I can't combine those? That sucks. It's a lot.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and such a deal FanDuel is offering right now. All customers can get a profit boost every single day through March 15th, the Ides of March. From now until the field is revealed, you can get daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on all of your college basketball fun. Trust me, this is something you want to do every day. FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local. Remember, this is a shout out to all customers with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Dugout has double the madness this March. Catch all the tourney games on the Dugout Tavern and Grill's massive 16-foot surround sound video wall. On top of that, we've got St. Patty's Day parties. Dugout has $20 Corona buckets, Modelo bucket specials, New Belgium Voodoo Ranger IPA pints for $5.50, and New Belgium is also sponsoring our bracket prize packs. Free to play. Plus, we've got beer reps coming in every weekend to treat the crowd to giveaways. Catch all the March action at the Dugout Tavern and Grill on Kelly Road in Apex.
Welcoming you back to appointment day at the Martinez house. Raul Martinez looking stressed about scheduling a colon cancer screening, but he just pledged to get screened.
Stand Up to Cancer and Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
Are you tired of getting hammered by high interest debt? Mortgage over 6%, credit cards and car loans at 10, 20%? Hey, it's Dennis Cox Cox, Loan Pronto is here with the answer you've been waiting on, the all-in home refi. One fast, easy solution to lock in the lowest rate in 3 years and wipe out all those nasty loans. One homeowner got their APR down to 4.99%, paid off over $80,000 in high-interest loans, and saved over $2,000 a month. And listen, while some lenders charge up to $10,000 in fees to do this, Loan Pronto's cost is just $995. $995, and you can wipe out your high-interest loans all at once. It's the all-in refi from Loan Pronto. Super fast, super cheap, no hard credit pull up front, often no appraisal, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Loan Pronto, A+ BBB rated with nearly 3,000 5-star Google reviews. Call now and ask about the all-new all-in refi. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Trip Tracy. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Well, if I'm watching the Panthers game and it's going real bad, many times it does.
I punish them by not watching
I'm
them.
a disappointed mother.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I realize it's not going to change the game, but it makes me feel better. And, you know.
There were other factors at play there, but for the most part, I punish them. I will not watch
Right.
you. Getting a little warm in Charlotte. Hi, it's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria producing the program. It's a 7-point game now. Wolfpack had opened it up to, I think, 16 at one point. It's down to 7. 88-81 Wolfpack. 3:57 to go. I would point out that State at home blew a 7-point lead with under a minute to go. So all bets are off, and Pitt has the ball. Coming up, we'll talk with Andrew Jones of Tar Heel 247 about the Tar Heels, where they are in the tournament, where they are just with where their program is. When we spoke to Kanata Edwards yesterday, that is a layup and a 5-point game now for NC State with the ball 3:30 to go. When we spoke to Kanata yesterday, he is not a Hubert Davis fan. Not that he doesn't like Hubert Davis. He just says that if you are North Carolina, you should have one of the very best coaches in the country. And that was his point, and I understand that. I think there is something about Hubert Davis that North Carolina loves, and for me, that is his love of the university and what it stands for and all of that. Or let's just say what it stood for. The image the basketball program has always projected. In my opinion, the university and the basketball program are very different. So he played for Dean Smith, and that is the image of North Carolina basketball that he has. And that's the one he projects. He is he's a different type of great basketball coach. The X's and O's of the game are not above him. He is smart. But it is more of a almost a big brotherish feel to it. But I do believe that there are many, many people that want to see that program upgraded. I'm not suggesting that they should. I just know a lot of people that are waiting for that day. I'm a fan of Hubert Davis, personally and otherwise. So I'm not waiting for that day. But I don't have an emotional investment in the program, so they can do what they want. But I am a fan of Hubert Davis, the person. And I think he's an excellent basketball coach.
Yeah.
But don't lose to Clemson. Don't. That's my advice. All right, we're going to talk to Andrew Jones from Charlotte in just a little bit. Right now, Wall of Sound.
The Wall of Sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
All right, this is going to be a lot about Max Crosby and the Ravens and where it went wrong. And going back to the Raiders, here is Adam Schefter from ESPN on why Baltimore backed out.
This is about a medical issue, and this is about how different sides interpret the condition of Max Crosby's knee, which underwent surgery 8 weeks ago. He was on crutches until just last week. Now, in speaking with his doctor who performed the surgery, Neil Elitrush, overnight, he felt like the timing of the physical could have been pushed back. But he does believe that Max Crosby is on schedule, and they're hoping to have him ready for the start of the regular season. But the issue is, Max Crosby was in Baltimore on Tuesday for a physical. He met with doctors. Doctors took scans. Doctors looked at scans, and based on what they saw, the Ravens did not feel comfortable to pass him on that physical, which nullified the trade.
All right, that's Adam Schefter with kind of the nuts and bolts of everything. Michelle Smallman from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, not buying that.
Shouldn't the Ravens be desperate? Even if it was an overpay, shouldn't they be desperate to capitalize on this window with Lamar Jackson?
Sure.
Shouldn't they be desperate after you had to fire John Harbaugh and move in a different direction, and you're looking at the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl saying, if Sam Darnold can do it, why aren't we doing it? And that's no disrespect to Sam Darnold. But you have a 2-time, could have been 3-time MVP in Lamar. You have a team that is constantly put in that conversation of contending. So even if it's an overpay, I don't care. I want the Ravens to be desperate. I want the Buffalo Bills to be desperate. So when this first happened, I lauded them. I thought this was a great move for them. You're shoring up that defense. You're bringing in a guy who's also desperate to get out of the situation he's in and desperate to win. He's a leader. He's somebody that brings a certain personality type to this team. He could fit with Jesse Minter and what he's trying to build.
Yeah, all of that stuff is true if he's healthy. I have no idea what happened. I know that there are a lot. We spoke to Brooke Pryor earlier from ESPN, and she thought that the Ravens had buyer's remorse, which brings other, parts of this equation into play, in which case, why'd you agree to the deal? I mean, I know... True story. This is going back a few years. We went like a clothes shopping. Got stuff for Jack. Aileen got stuff. I got stuff. Whatever. And I didn't have any belts. And I don't know why. We bought 3 belts. And I wasn't paying attention because, Aileen was taking charge of this. And when I got home and I looked at the receipt, I'm like, why did we spend that on belts?
Just balling out on belts.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
I took back all 3 belts.
Yep.
I still needed belts.
There you
but
go.
I didn't want those belts.
Nope.
Like, why did we spend that?
Get some string.
I could 19 belts for that.
Yeah.
So you get some strings.
Were they bedazzled?
I don't know. Whatever. Like alligator. I have no idea what they were. I was like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
I had buyer's remorse. Max Crosby was the belt. You go, why did I buy that again? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. But there you go. This was the show that Adam compared Max Crosby to the 3 belts that were purchased.
Yep. Put it down.
So dumb. By the way, Dan Graziano from ESPN thinks that Crosby might find a place somewhere else.
When you say a phrase like failed physical, it's important to understand every team's doctors and front offices are going to make different conclusions. Like some other team might take a look at Max Crosby's knee, say, oh, he's not going to be ready till such and such date, but that's okay with us for the price, whereas Baltimore did not feel that way. So it's certainly possible the Raiders turn around and send him somewhere else.
Yeah, will they get 2 firsts for him? I don't know. By the way, Baltimore, at what point did you think it was a good idea to give away 2 first-round picks for a 32-year-old guy coming off a knee surgery? What is wrong with you? What are we doing here? This ain't the NBA, where they throw away first-round picks like they're, pennies.
Belt money. It's belt money.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. What are we doing? All right, here's John Shire, Duke head basketball coach, on how they are approaching the ACC tournament based on their injury situation.
Our goal is to be in a position to win this thing, to win the big one. And, 3 games in 3 days can take a lot out of you. I don't even think we approach it thinking that way. Like for me, it's let's win Thursday. Like how can we be at our best for Thursday? How can we play to our habits? I don't want to out-trick somebody, to win. Like we got to make sure we adjust and adapt and be smart with who we have. But at the end of the day, like I want us just to take it game by game. And I think approaching it to win helps you get ready for the NCAA tournament. And I think we're going to learn some new things, which I'm excited about. But yeah, that's the priority.
I think even without Pat Gongba for this tournament, without Caleb Foster probably for the rest of it, but in this weekend, to me, Duke's still the favorite. They'll be the favorite tomorrow against the winner of Cal-Florida State. They'll be a substantial favorite in that game. They'll be probably a 11 or so point favorite over Carolina. And they'll be a favorite if they're still playing against Virginia or State or whoever is on that side. Duke's going to be probably a double-digit favorite over everybody. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they're still plenty good with what they've got. NC State's putting this one away. It's 98-86. There's less than 24 seconds left in this one, so they will get the Cavaliers tomorrow. And look, NC State is on the right side of the bubble, but man, they played their way into some jeopardy. Holy mackerel over the last month. All right, let's take a break. Andrew Jones is going to join us from Charlotte, covers the Tar Heels for Tar Heel 247. We'll talk to him about the basketball program and more next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen for the Did He Just Do That?
Trimble draws the foul and gets the layup to go.
Listen for the Get That Out of Here's.
Oh, volleyball by Brown. Wow, what a defensive play.
Oh, my goodness.
Trimble's going to have a wide open tomahawk finish.
The road to Indianapolis runs through 99.9. The Fan. Driven by Strategic Tax Resolution, Wake Med, Fairway Green, and Chapel Hill Family and Cosmetic Dentistry.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped. Opt out.
Hey, man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them. See if you qualify. $750? Boom. And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text BETTER to 323232. That's BETTER to 323232. BETTER to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by FindCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
Hey friends, Paul Weihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. Here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token. If it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/Paul, Paul with a capital P, and sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This is Ray Womble Jr. from J.E. Womble & Sons in Lillington. Spring is almost here and grass cutting will be in full force. Bobcat zero-turn mowers will make your lawn maintenance so much easier. We're offering up to a $1,250 instant rebate and 0% financing on select Bobcat mowers. Now's the time to upgrade to a brand new Bobcat that brings tough to turf. And remember, if J.E. Womble & Sons doesn't have it, you don't need it.
Global Golf, Carolina's home to the largest selection of pre-owned golf gear, is having a 2-day sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday only with huge deals. Drivers starting at $50, apparel starting at $25, shoes starting at $40, and golf bags starting at $50. Only at the Global Golf Outlet Store, located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box
yeah.
in the
Went
car.
to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria producing the program. I started this story last segment, I believe. I moved here from Baltimore in February of 1998. So I moved here during the first year of the Bill Guthridge era. First game I attended after moving here was State's game in Chapel Hill, the C.C. Harrison I can't miss game. But I just brought that up as an aside, but I have only seen, as a resident of North Carolina, 4 ACC tournament championships for the Tar Heels. They were at one point the leader. I guess State was also at one point because they basically invented the damn thing. Andrew Jones, Tar Heel 247. You can follow him on Twitter at AJTarHeel247. Joins us from Charlotte here on the Adam Gold Show. I did not realize that it was only 4 times. That is egregious to a lot of Tar Heel fans, probably to the university as well. What do you make of that?
It's interesting because there's a lot of different theories that go around. One theory, the pessimistic one, is Roy didn't give a crap, so win a game, lose a game, get home and get rested. But I don't know. I think I covered every one of Roy's ACC tournament games, and he looked like he wanted to win every one of them just the same as he does any other game. So I don't think I put much stock into that. I think you have a lot of teams with national championship aspirations, and over time, conference tournaments in the major conferences have not meant as much unless you're a team like NC State 2 years ago, or let's say Wake Forest right now. Let's say they can get something going. Then it means a whole lot because that's their only way in. So I think a lot of clubs will go into this weekend knowing that by Sunday they're going to find out what the real tournament is. I just think over time, the better teams, the players themselves who never grew up on an ACC tournament meaning a whole lot, just don't really see it as a huge, huge deal, unlike people like you or me, at least back in the day, saw it as a huge deal. I think it's not as much so now as it used to be, and the fact that they're drawing a curtain on a Tuesday when SMU and a team from another part of the country are playing in an ACC tournament, I think that speaks to it.
I remember, I don't know if it was the first year that there were ACC games played on a Tuesday or it might have been a Wednesday then. Maybe it was a Wednesday through Sunday. But we were in Atlanta, and you could go to the secondary market and literally just pay the service fee. Yeah. You could get tickets. It was I believe we were at Phillips Arena, which was a weird arena anyway, because it was like almost theater seating on one side of the arena. There's like a wall of luxury boxes. Looked like an old Elizabethan theater at times. But yeah, you could for like $4. You can go and catch 3 basketball games. You know, for a long time there was no public sale of ACC tournament tickets. None. They were just all distributed through the school to sponsors. They would sell them to some of their fans, but for the most part, no public sale. But obviously now anybody can go buy tickets, even though there are, at last check, 37 schools in the ACC. Andrew Jones is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. But isn't it really indicative? Not that Carolina has not won, but I'm talking about the importance of it. Doesn't that go across football too? Like, we used to care. We used to care who won the conference. We don't really care anymore. Duke won the league, didn't get him anything except the trip to, El Paso, right? We don't care as much. All we care about nationally, because college football and college basketball have become national sports, not regional sports. So all we care about is the biggest thing. So it's the college football playoff now and the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Do you think when the last play Miami ran against Indiana was an interception that the Hurricanes are walking back to the sideline thinking, gosh, if we only just had that ACC championship, maybe we would have gotten past this team? I don't think they cared.
No, they don't care, right.
And I think you could make an argument, and I threw this out there. I did a podcast with Jacob. We talked about the fact that I actually think that conference tournaments in the major conferences are going to be obsolete. They're going to go away, just like championship games in football are going to go away, especially when they have to read the whole academic calendar is a massive discussion right now, and conference championship games screw that up a little bit. They could fix it by getting rid of that or playing another regular season game to get a better picture of who these teams are.
Right.
I think in basketball, you have North Carolina and NC State only playing once. Carolina didn't play Boston College. Duke didn't play Miami. So if you want to fix that and try to get the truest champion you can, Duke should play Miami. So you add, let's say this week you have 2 more regular season games, and instead of 18, you play 19 conference games, so everybody plays at least once, and you add another non-conference game to kind of help your non-conference schedule and your resume, and then everybody plays Saturday, no game Sunday, and we wait till 6 o'clock Sunday to find out what the bids are. That's probably our future.
It certainly could be.
But honestly, unless your state a couple years ago, and that was awesome. And Adam, I remember walking through the tunnel after that game, and there were a couple of older NC State fans sitting along the railing, and they were in tears because they won. And it choked me up a little bit because I understood that connection, and I grew up with that connection. But that's gone. It's gone. And you know, remember when? In fact, after Dean retired, it was only Carolina and Duke winning the ACC tournament up until 2011, except Maryland had that one. But Duke won 5 in a row, and we used to call it the Duke Invitational.
Yep.
Duke's only won 4 of the last 14, so it's not like the Blue Devils are head to wherever the ACC tournament is chomping to cut down the nets every year.
Yeah, I mean, only 4 of the last 14 seems like a lot.
Yeah,
seems like
I
a
know.
lot to me. As a guy who graduated from the University of Maryland, and I'm trying to remember, there was, I think was it 2005 was the trying to remember the player, the John Gilchrist year.
John Gilchrist, 2004.
2004. Then there was, I think, 84. They won it, and that was right after I got accepted to. It was 84. The year I was coming down. That fall I was coming in, so I was dialed in. I'm like, oh yeah, go Terps. It's like Maryland didn't win very much. But I do want to dig into the Carolina angle here with you, because what is the feeling? I've talked to like fans, but not people who kind of know what the groundswell is. What do fans think of the current basketball program?
Well, that's a great question. I think a lot of it, the temperature is taken after every game. Every game has become a referendum in some ways.
Yep.
And in the perspective of losing Caleb Wilson and having to go, now it's what'll be 8th game tomorrow. He got hurt a month ago. He got hurt February 10th at Miami. So they haven't had him since then. And a lot of people at the time said, oh man, poor Hubert. Now they're saying, well, why didn't he have other great players on the roster to make up for it?
Right.
Because look at Duke last year without Flag. Look at Duke without Zion a few years ago. So they begin to compare to other situations like that, and all it does is gin up anger and gin up a lack of confidence in things. But then there's also a lot of people who recognize that they've only had a full complement of roster. The only 3 players that – they had a couple of players like James Brown hurt that weren't in the rotation, but the only 3 rotation guys that have this year, the 3 best players by far. And they were 8-1 without Trimble, and now they're 5-3 without Caleb, but they're 4-1 without Caleb and having Henry on the floor. So Hubert, in a lot of ways, if you took a snapshot from, let's say, Idaho checking out this program, you'd think, man, he's done a really good job.
Right.
But if you take the same picture from Chapel Hill, a lot of people are going to find a whole lot to get upset about and to feed what they believe is a decision that was made a long time ago about Hubert. So some, I think, react in ways that try to validate what they've said for a couple of years.
Do you think, Andrew Jones, Tar Heel 247 is joining us here, do you think we would be in a completely different place had Brady Manick not gone on a heater in, 2022?
Yeah. I can tell you this, couple people I've spoken to who would be in the decision-making process have basically said, look, we see what you guys see. So it's not, they're kind of in that little boat right now where if they go a little bit one way, it's not good enough. It's an easy decision. But if they go a little bit another way, it's kind of like Carolina basketball. But they get close to hitting the standard. This year they've gotten close to the standard in some respects. But it's not the standard, and people look at why they lost. Or they parse over the switching. I found a press conference of Roy's from about 6 years ago the other day, and he spent a minute and a half lamenting about how his guys switched on a play and they shouldn't have. He's like, we don't want to switch. So people know that. They know how Roy get over top of the screen and don't go under. So there are things like that rankle fans, and they fixate on it, and I completely understand. Because there are a lot of times where I think Hubert coaches a great game. Clemson last week, his defensive call snuffed out Clemson's last possession. Brad Brownell said they had 3 3-pointers drawn up, and Carolina switched and snuffed them out right away, forced a drive that didn't work. And then there are times where you wonder what the game plan is. It's a little bit head-scratching, and I try to remind people, look, I know that North Carolina shouldn't be an on-the-job training kind of situation, but he's in his 5th year. He has gotten better every year in some pretty clear ways, especially this year. But this is North Carolina basketball. They don't want this to be Kentucky for that period between Pitino and Calipari. They don't want it to. They're terrified it's going to become Indiana or even UCLA. I don't think it's ever going to get like that. But the people that make the decisions are not super happy, but they're also pleased that they've seen progress in him, and he's won enough that you can't really do much about it unless he decides that he's had enough and he wants to go spend time with family. Because I know that he doesn't want to be hated.
He doesn't
want to be hated. He doesn't want to be hated.
Yep.
He wants to remain a part of the lore of the program, and there are people that, unfortunately, people that hate him.
All right, final thing for Andrew Jones, because I think this speaks to maybe where Carolina is as a program, which is still, one of the 2 or 3 most, nationally renowned programs in the sport. My guess is if we were ranking them, I think we would rank them Duke, Carolina, Kentucky, 1, 2, 3. But they haven't recruited at the level of Duke. And, Duke, we saw last year 2 of the top 4 players in the draft. We have seen several first overalls. We might see another first overall from the Blue Devils. Caleb Wilson is sort of an outlier here. Carolina's had plenty of first-round picks, but there have been very few of late that, he's number 1. Maybe he's the second pick or the third pick, but he has definitely gone in the top 3. We haven't seen that as often over the last, how long? Decade? From UNC? Because Roy wasn't playing those games. Roy was playing. We had a lot more of the Joel Berry, Marcus Page, guys who were here for a long time, which, by the way, is a good strategy to win because we went from, Villanova to Carolina to Villanova to Virginia. We went old because young freshman hasn't won a lot. It's been more old than young that has won titles. But we haven't seen that level of recruit at UNC.
No, and some of the ones they've had weren't as good. They weren't as good as advertised coming in. Nasir Little wasn't as good as people thought he would be. Ian Jackson clearly wasn't as good as people thought he would be. It would have been interesting to see Cole Anthony surrounded with more talent, what he would have been. But you're right, and it's interesting. It goes beyond just the freshman thing. Roy has – none of Roy's players have ever played in an all-star game, none of his Carolina players. Carolina hasn't produced an NBA All-Star since Vince Carter.
Are you kidding? Wow.
That's when you arrived. That's when you got here. You were just telling that story. That's the last Carolina player that's the era from that period. So I think only one of Roy's Kansas guys, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it means anything. It may just be kind of a wow stat. You can't argue against the production and the wins and the success or anything like that, but it's just different philosophies. You could also look at Duke having all that success. Duke's only played in 2 national championship games in the last 25 years. That's a wild stat, too. There's a lot of weird stuff when you start combing through the numbers that people would be shocked to know, but when we watch it every year, and both teams are really good every year, and sometimes Duke is like a traveling rock show at times, and sometimes Carolina's been maybe not like that, but they've been really damn good. You kind of don't think about how the last 25 years have been really weird for both programs in some ways, with some numbers that don't make a whole lot of sense.
Andrew Jones, Tar Heel 247 on Twitter at AJ Tar Heel 247. Enjoy the event. I hope the Tar Heels go far, and it'll be fun to watch on Friday night. A third matchup between the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils. I appreciate your time, sir. We'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Take care.
You got it. Andrew Jones here on the Adam Gold Show. It is if you think about it, and in basketball and football are obviously very different. Far fewer teams in football, schools playing the highest level of football, whereas in basketball, the lure and romance of the tournament has really drawn interest from everywhere to the point where you think you have a chance. We don't really have that in football. We have that in, to 2 conferences for sure, and then 2 others maybe. But in basketball, because you don't need 60 players, if you got one great one, you have a chance. That's what basketball is. But everything became about the NCAA tournament. The ACC tournament, Roy Williams called it a cocktail party. That's what he did, called it. One of the first things he said about the ACC tournament when he took over. It's a cocktail party. Because everybody understands. John Shire keeps talking about it. He is trying his best to not disrespect the ACC tournament. But in that soundbite we played from John Shire, he said, the big one. Not this one. The next one. This is the medium one. That's the big one, the NCAA tournament. Those tournaments just matter more. That's where your legacies are written. That's where the real celebrations happen. Duke just won the ACC tournament last year. That's important. And they did get to a Final Four, right? But the fact that they didn't win it leaves them disappointed, even though they won the ACC. Now, winning it without Cooper Flagg last year might have meant a little bit more, because it showed a much more, broad team than just Cooper Flagg, even though most of us knew how good the rest of the players were. It's just different. The tournaments just do not mean as much. Speaking of, how important is the World Baseball Classic?
Not.
You're a baseball fan.
I am.
I'm a baseball fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched parts of 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I watched part of the U.S.'s win over Mexico. I watched part of last night's loss to Italy. I'm not moved by it.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I honestly don't believe that the sport has done a great job of drilling it into us that the thing is like going on. But again, that's probably on me because I've been doing other things. I do think that there are people into it. I watched the stadium looked I don't know if it's full, but looked like there were a lot of people having fun.
Yeah.
In the stadium last night.
More people there than the state game we just saw.
Yeah, first game of the Wednesday of the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
Friends and family only. But if it's a big deal, don't you think like the guy in charge of Team USA should know the rules?
You would think.
So when we come back, Mark DeRosa, who I love, might have screwed up. Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Practicing a championship way can happen 100% of every day. On the court and when traveling highways. A law of sportsmanship includes taking the high road when going away and returning home. Buckle up your seatbelt in the front and back seats. Every seat, every time. Each time you click, it counts as a winning ticket. Demonstrate your championship drive through your safety practice. A buckled seatbelt is a winning bucket. This message was brought to you by the Governor's Highway Safety Program of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
You know the only feeling sweeter than opening a college acceptance letter? Knowing that you'll be able to pay for tuition however far you go. The first step? completing the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA for short. Find out how much money for college you qualify for. Grants, scholarships, and other opportunities are waiting. How far can you go? Find out at cfnc.org/FAFSA101.
Agriculture drives our local economy. I'm Lee Ivey, Director of the Agricultural Institute at NC State University, and we are looking for our next generation of leaders. If you want to make a difference and help feed the world, join us at the Ag Institute, where we grow successful graduates, productive futures, and rewarding lifestyles. We offer 2-year degrees and hundreds of internships. Invest in yourself and learn more online by searching NC State Ag Institute. Deadline for fall enrollment is June 1st. 2 years, 1 degree, endless possibilities.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Have you ever considered a career as a public power line worker? Public power line workers use a variety of specialized skills to build and maintain a locally owned and operated electric system. As a public power line worker, you can expect a career that allows you to work close to home, a safety record superior to other energy providers, and training and apprenticeship opportunities. Learn more about public power and careers in public power at electricities.com.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what do we... What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. I'm going to talk about USA Baseball and the World Baseball Classic in a second. I saw this item. I just wanted to bring this up before I forgot. The National Football League might be adding a game to, not adding a game, but playing a game on what they are calling Thanksgiving Eve.
Right.
All right. I have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Is Thanksgiving Eve a thing?
They're trying to make it that way.
Right.
I mean, I try to make Friday Eve. so maybe that's
well, Friday Eve is Thursday.
Right.
So I have questions here. Yes, as it has been pointed out, because I put that out on, like, is Thanksgiving Eve a thing? And it has been pointed out to me, and I remember the time back in the day when you went home for Thanksgiving when you were off in college, and everybody from the high school, you know, all your friends from high school, you would all meet at wherever place you used to go, whether it was a bar or the room above somebody's garage, which that was us. And, yeah, shouts to Nancy Sorensen. We used her garage. And like the night before Thanksgiving, we all got together because we were all home. But I don't know that I would like Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah. No.
So
or AKA Wednesday.
Right, exactly. So anyway, like if the National Football League, they're going to find a reason to play a game any day. And I got news for you. If they put a game on on Wednesday night of Thanksgiving weekend,
yeah,
it's going to draw 13 million people.
Yeah.
It will.
The only safe day is Tuesday, I think.
Oh, yeah, we'll find
it won't be long, but
we'll find a way to put a game on a Tuesday. At some point, they're going to try to have a game every day.
Yes.
And I believe the National Football League will do that. Because, again, it's all about player safety.
Yeah, exactly. We love our players.
It's just too much. All right, now to USA Baseball. So there are 20 teams, I believe, in the World Baseball Classic. I think there are 20 teams, right? And I think there are 5 teams in each group. So the U.S. is in a group with Mexico and Italy, and I don't know who's in the group. There's, a lot of the Latin American teams, like from Central America, South America are in one group. And you've got, teams from China and, Asia, and you've got Australia. Baseball is a pretty global thing. Baseball is big in Czechia. In fact, a former state player, Wojtek Mensa, played for Czechia. It was very cool. There was actually a funny story, not fun, but funny. But their pitcher who just won a game is an electrician. He's not a professional ball player. He's an electrician. That stuff's cool.
Yeah.
About the World Baseball Classic. But of course, here, baseball, our game, we send out the best to an extent. We'll get to that. And they lost to Italy yesterday. But now we're going to rewind. Because yesterday afternoon, Mark DeRosa, former big leaguer, former Brave, former Cub, former Cardinal, I believe, is a good player. He's kind of a utility-ish player, but a good player for a long time. And is now I think a popular and fun host on MLB Network. He is the manager of USA Baseball. And he did an interview on MLB Network yesterday, prior to the game, in which he said this.
Ton of respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals, because Mexico plays Italy actually tomorrow. So the way the schedule lines up, this is an important game for us. Nolan McLean will start. He's on the bump and he's good to go. He's an absolute beast, and I expect him to throw the heck out of him.
All right, so Mark DeRosa, by the way, Nolan McLean, shout out to Garner High School. Did not pitch well. 3 innings, gave up, I think, 3 runs, and the U.S. lost to Italy. You have a ton of respect for Italy. I wonder if he assumed a win, right? Because probably not, but I wonder if subconsciously he assumed a win because they had not guaranteed anything. Top 2 teams from each group advance. And if Mexico beats Italy, the U.S. has already beaten Mexico. If Mexico beats Italy today, all 3 teams will be against each other 1-1. They will all be 4-1 in pool play. 4-1, 3-1. 3-1 in pool play. They'll all be 3-1 in pool play. And they're tied. So they all went 1-1 in the group. Italy beat the United States. The United States beat Mexico. If Mexico beats Italy, we have 3 teams with the same record, and they went 1-1 in the group. And the first tiebreaker is runs allowed. Okay, fine. Well, the United States just gave up 8. And if Mexico wins, let's just say 4-2, the U.S. is out. Out! Which we would all, going in, we would all think, based on this format, impossible! We haven't won all of these. Japan, I believe, has actually been the best nation in the World Baseball Classic. And those people, the Japanese people, love baseball.
Yes, they do.
Holy mackerel. They love bunting. Nuts. They're all crazy.
So you're totally against it, man.
They have, we have home run derby.
Yes.
They have bunting competitions.
Wow.
Bless their hearts. No, but the last time we had the World Baseball Classic, for those people who you may remember, you may not, I believe the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico played for the title. I think that was the matchup. And it was one of the great parties we have ever heard in baseball. I mean, cowbells it was a show, and it was awesome. So to me, I just loved that atmosphere for the game. But here's Bryce Harper, who is we all know who Bryce Harper is, Phillies first baseman. And this is what he had to say after the loss last night.
Yeah, I've been fighting for LA 28 for a long time. I think my whole career I've been trying to get, something started or something coming up. Obviously the WBC has been great, but it's not the Olympics, right? That's no disrespect to the WBC or anything, but everybody knows that when the Olympics are on, everybody's watching. Don't matter what sport it is. It could be the most random sport, and it's got all the fans watching it. So I'm hoping LA 28 happens. I'm hoping the next CBA agreement something can happen where teams and players can come to an agreement on taking that 2-week break, especially it being in our home country. It'd be great for baseball. You talk about growing the game, and being able to grow it at the highest level would help out tremendously.
All right, so a couple of things there. One, major league players. Baseball's been in the Olympics. There's just been no agreement between the Olympics, the IOC, and Major League Baseball to release their players to play in it. But here's the issue. The major leagues isn't going to do what the NHL does and shut down. NHL shut down for 3 weeks. No NHL games for 3 weeks.
And Rod loved it.
Oh, yeah.
With sarcasm.
Huge fan of it. Nobody wants to shutter their business for 3 weeks, especially when you don't have control over it. Major League Baseball isn't going to do that. They're just not. Unless the players demand it. Because, I said this throughout the Olympics in the Winter Games, the reason why NHL players are in the Olympics is because they demanded to be part of it, to the point where when they negotiated a collective bargaining agreement the last time, this was their number one priority. Major League Baseball players won't ever make that the number one priority. I'm not suggesting it should be. I'm just saying they won't do it. Because while it matters, it doesn't matter to that extent. And NHL players, it mattered to that extent.
Big time.
And I can't tell you why other than cool.
Yeah, I mean, a pitcher doesn't even finish a whole game, much less do extracurriculars.
We have, it's a difficult time to do this because no pitchers are ready for the start of the season. So nobody's going 7 1/3 innings on March 8th. Nobody's doing that. Right? If you wanted to have this legitimately, first of all, it doesn't have to be the Olympics to be a big deal. So I'll beg to differ with Bryce Harper on that. Because if I asked you which was the bigger world soccer tournament, would it be the Olympics or would it be the World Cup? And the answer is the World Cup. So it doesn't have to be the be-all and end-all, right? It doesn't have to be an Olympic event to be a big deal. And the World Baseball Classic is supposed to be the World Cup. It's supposed to take on, now Major League Baseball, along with federations from the other nations, runs it. They've got control over it. They would love for this to be a big deal. But they're also not shutting their business down in the middle of June or July to play it. They're not going to do it. What they should do, at least, is have the 4 semifinalists, because there are 4 semifinalists, is have those 4 teams assemble at the All-Star break every 4 years, and that's where you play the semifinals and the finals, and you can do it around a home run derby. You can have the semifinals on a Monday, home run derby on a Tuesday, final championship game on a Wednesday, and send everybody back to their teams on a Friday. You can do that. But there's no good time, and the league isn't shutting their business down unless the players demand it. Now, if the players want to give up something, if they want to make something less of a priority, you know me, I will fight for no salary cap in baseball forever because I don't think you need one. I would argue you don't really need one in other sports either. But baseball players aren't willing to give up that luxury. If you were willing to do that, I'll bet you Major League Baseball would shut it down for 2 weeks. All right, we'll give you your salary cap, but we're playing in the Olympics. Where do I sign? Remember, owners are always looking out for them. I mean, it's not great that the U.S. lost Italy. Of course, I don't know, like 15 of those players are actually big league ball players whose parents, one of their parents, is Italian that got them on Team Italy. It's great. It's great. Anyway, Victoria, thank you very much. Good luck to the Wolfpack tomorrow, the Tar Heels tomorrow, Blue Devils, whenever they play. I don't even know when everybody plays. Bye.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You keep your truck tuned up, your golf swing dialed in, and your sports knowledge sharp. But what about your smile? At Chapel Hill Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, Dr. James Ferguson leads a team focused in advanced cosmetic dentistry and full mouth rehabilitation, helping you completely transform your smile using cutting-edge technology like 3D imaging, digital smile design, and modern implant techniques. Every treatment plan is personalized for the best possible result. Request your consultation at chapelhilldds.com.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto. In a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You could do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and and Ethan just did it, consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at a 3-year low. Call Loan Pronto, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, girls, what's going on?
We're just mapping out our entertainment to-do list, and we are ready. Okay, here we go. First on the list, House of Hops. Love the place. So relaxing. Variety of food trucks and a new selection of those THC drinks I'm digging on. Oh, and you know I'm a wine drinker, and their wine list is only matched by their huge craft beer selection. Oh, I can't wait. Excellent. Who's next?
Well, we gotta eat, right? So zip by Che Empanadas. Scrumptious Argentinian delicacies. Can't go wrong there.
That's the one by Sharky's, right? Scrumptious indeed. Eat there all the time.
Hey, don't forget Salt and Lime. You know the one by the Raleigh Grand.
Girl, Margarita Mondays and Taco Tuesdays? That's where you'll find me.
You girls do have it mapped out. Che Empanadas, the House of Hops and Salt and Lime Cabo Grill. All outstandingly scrumptious. Off Glenwood, Grove Barton, and Durley Road.
The NC Courage opened the 2026 season this Saturday at 7 p.m. against Racing Louisville FC. Upgrade your match day with premium seating and exclusive hospitality at First Horizon Stadium at Wakeman Soccer Park. Reserve your seats now at nccourage.com.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks